Good afternoon and welcome to the news update on Aneke TV. First, the headlines. U.S. threatens to impose additional 100% tariff on China. Burkina Faso refuses to receive foreigners deported from U.S. Now Fund reopens student loan portal for 2024-2025 academic year. Governor Sanwo-Olu rewards Team Lagos with cash prizes for historic National Youth Games win. Arise TV News anchor Madagu to be buried next Saturday. I'm Deborah Wakoba with the details of the news. The United States President Donald Trump has said he would impose an additional 100% tariff on imports from China from next month. In a post on social media, Mr. Trump said the U.S. would also put export controls on critical software. In an earlier post on Friday, he hit back at Beijing's move to tighten its rules for export of rare earths, accusing China of becoming very hostile and trying to hold the world captive. He threatened to pull out of a meeting with China's President Xi Jinping. In the meantime, U.S. President Donald Trump says Hamas is gathering the Israeli hostages. He expressed confidence that Gaza deal he helped broker will hold. Hamas has until Monday to release the hostages, while Israel is set to release around 250 Palestinian prisoners and 1,700 detainees from Gaza. Meanwhile, thousands of Palestinians have begun return to Gaza's north after spending their first night there since the ceasefire agreement came into effect yesterday. Huge swathes of the territory's north have been destroyed from 2 years of war, with nearly three-quarters of Gaza city's building damaged. Meanwhile, U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth has announced that agreements that will allow Qatar to build an Air Force facility in Idaho has been finalized. He said the facility, where pilots from the Gulf state will be trained to fly F-15 fighter jets, will be established at the Mountain Home Air Base in the northwestern U.S. state. Mr. Hegseth also commended Qatar for playing a substantial role in efforts led by President Donald Trump to secure a Gaza ceasefire and hostage return deal. Now moving over to Europe, President Emmanuel Macron has asked Sébastien Lecornu to return as French Prime Minister only 4 days after he stood down from the post, sparking a week of high drama and political turmoil. Macron made the announcement hours after meeting all the main parties together at the Elysee Palace. Lecornu's return came as a surprise, as he said on national TV only 2 days ago he was not chasing the job and his mission is over. It is not even certain he will be able to form a government, but he will have to hit the ground running. Now moving over to stories in Africa. Burkina Faso's military government has refused to take in deportees from the U.S. as Washington suspended issuing visas in the West African nation. Foreign Affairs Minister Karamoko Jean-Marie Thioré questioned if the embassy's decision was blackmail after he said he had rejected a U.S. proposal to take in migrants from third countries. Donald Trump's administration had turned to African countries as a destination to deport migrants as part of his crackdown on immigration. The U.S. State Department said it was committed to ending illegal and mass migration and bolstering U.S. border security. This news update is coming to you live from Aneke TV. Remember, you can follow us on all social media platforms across Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, X, all at Aneke TV. Now, a quick reminder of major developments in the news. U.S. threatens to impose additional 100% tariff on China. Burkina Faso refuses to receive foreigners deported from U.S. And coming up shortly, Now Fund reopens student loan portal for 2024-2025 academic year. Governor Sanwo-Olu rewards Team Lagos with cash prizes for historic National Youth Games win. We'll be right back.
Hello, I'm Deborah Wakoba. I am Chidimike Mede.
I am Uche Osai.
I'm Chiwendo Ifeonwankwe.
My name is Obobina Samson.
Please keep watching Aneke TV, or you can visit us on our socials like Instagram, Facebook, X, TikTok, or YouTube, all at Aneke TV.
This is Aneke TV. We move with the world.
Welcome back. We bring you stories from Nigeria. The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has denied breaching any judgment of the Federal High Court that directed it to recognize the executive of the Action Alliance (AA) elected on October 7, 2023 in Abeokuta, Ogun State. In a statement issued by National Commissioner and Chairman of the Information and Voter Education Committee, Mr. Sam Olumeko, INEC stated that it had fully complied with the court's directive. Mr. Olumeko also clarified that there was no existing court order authorizing the arrest of the Commission's immediate past chairman, Professor Mahmood Yakubu. Now to education. The Nigerian Education Loan Fund (NELFund) has approved a final reopening for a period of 48 hours to enable tertiary institutions yet to complete their student verification exercise to do so. This is contained in a statement made available to newsmen in Abuja by the Director, Strategic Communications of the fund, Mrs. Oseyemi Oluwatuyi. Mr. Oluwatuyi said the portal will be accessible from 12 o'clock a.m. on Sunday, October 12th to 12 o'clock a.m. on Tuesday, October 14th. The extension, she said, was intended to ensure that all eligible students were duly captured and verified by their respective institutions as part of the ongoing 2024-2025 NELFund loan application process. She added that in the interest of transparency and accountability, the list of defaulting institutions would be published. Oluwatuyi reiterated the fund's commitment to fostering equitable access to higher education through the efficient, transparent and inclusive management of the scheme. And moving on, the national chairman of the Inter-Party Advisory Council, Mr. Yusuf Dantale, has expressed optimism that the newly appointed chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC), Professor Joash Ojuamupitan, would sanitize Nigeria's electoral process. Mr. Dantale, who was responding to questions, said Professor Mupitan is well grounded in litigation, which gives him an edge to succeed in the country's electoral body. Recall that the National Council of State last Thursday approved the nomination of Professor Mupitan from the North Central as the new chairman of INEC. Now moving over to Enugu State. Governor Peter Mbah of Enugu State has inaugurated a 29-member committee to implement the Enugu State Climate Policy and Action Plan, (SCPAP), marking another decisive step in the state's climate leadership journey. Inaugurating the committee at the Government House, Enugu, Governor Mbah said the initiative was in demonstration of the administration's commitment to tackling the global climate crisis through local solutions and sustainable development strategies. According to the governor, who was represented by the secretary to the state government, Professor Chidiebere Onya, the SCPAP, which was launched on March 17, 2025, provides a comprehensive framework to promote low-carbon economic growth, cut greenhouse gas emissions, and build resilience against climate impacts. Governor Mbah maintained that the committee had been mandated to develop a comprehensive climate finance plan, attract domestic and international funding, and publish its annual progress report for transparency, accountability, and evaluation. Also in the news, Governor Alex Oti of Abia State is set to launch an electric vehicle public transport system tagged the Abia Green Shuttle Service as part of efforts to modernize the state's transportation network and promote sustainability. According to a statement signed and released by the Chief Press Secretary to the Governor, Mr. Ukoha Njoku Ukoha, the initiative aims to revolutionize public transport and position Abia at the forefront of sustainable mobility in Nigeria. Mr. Ukoha said the project reflects the administration's resolve to embrace cleaner energy sources. He explained that the government plans to acquire 100 electric buses to operate within Abia, Umuahia, and Ohafia, with modern terminals already under construction. Now moving over to business, the Federal Ministry of Finance has debunked reports claiming that the federal government has stopped revenue-generating agencies from deducting their cost of collection, at source describing such reports as inaccurate and misleading. In a statement issued in Abuja yesterday, the ministry said there has been no policy change regarding the deduction of cost of collection by agencies such as the Federal Inland Revenue Service, FIRS, the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, NUPRC, and the Nigerian Customs Service, NCS. According to the statement, the discussions are part of broader efforts by the government to improve transparency, efficiency, and value for money in public financial management. Also on business, a business summit for chief executive officers, CEOs across the southeast of Nigeria has ended in Enugu. The summit tagged fourth edition of the Amadio Business Summit with theme Thriving in Times Like This provided an opportunity for participants to share business challenges and solutions. Chidima Ekemede covered the event for Aneke TV. Now to the worlds of sports. Former Nigerian international has told the Super Eagles handler Eric Shaw not to play Tolu Arokodare against Benin Republic on Tuesday. Nigeria now has a date with Benin Republic, which is their last game of the 2026 World Cup qualifying series. They beat Lesotho 2-1 to further keep hopes alive, but must surely beat Benin Republic to stand by a chance of traveling to North America next year. Adeboju said that Shell must not repeat the mistake of starting Arokodare in Nigeria's starting lineup following the strikers' underwhelming performance against Lesotho. Arokodare, who plays his club football at Wolverhampton Wanderers, failed to live up to expectations against Lesotho. Also on sports, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu of Lagos State has honored and rewarded members of Team Lagos following the outstanding performance at the 2025 National Youth Games held in Asaba, Delta State, where they emerged overall champions for the first time in the history of the competition. The Lagos contingent dethroned perennial championship and host Delta State after clinching a total of 110 medals, comprising 52 gold, 32 silver and 26 bronze, at the 9th edition of the Games held last month. At a special reception organized at the Lagos House, Ikeja, Governor Sanwo-Olu announced a series of cash rewards for the athletes, coaches and management staff of the Lagos State Sports Commission, LSSC, in recognition of their exceptional feat. Still on entertainment, former Big Brother Niger housemate Adekunle Olabade has expressed concern over the trend of some participants of the reality show becoming stranded after the show. He pointed out that despite Big Brother Niger being the biggest reality TV show in Africa, there's almost no success part after the show. This, he noted, has led to many former Big Brother Niger participants struggling financially. Adekunle claimed that the ugly trend was due to Nigerians' lack of reality TV culture. And on a sad note, Arise News has announced that its late anchor, correspondent and producer, Somtochukwu Christel Madago, who died in a tragic armed robbery incident on September 29, 2025, will be laid to rest on Saturday, October 18, 2025. To end news update, here are the main points. President Donald Trump has announced the U.S. will impose an additional 100% tariff on China imports, accusing it of taking an extraordinarily aggressive position on trade. Burkina Faso said it has refused a proposal from the President Trump administration to accept deportees from the United States. We also told you that the Nigerian Education Loan Fund, NELFund, has approved a final reopening for a period of 48 hours to enable tertiary institutions yet to complete a student verification exercise to do so. That ends the news. For breaking news eyewitness report, please call 0703-043-7110 or visit our social media feeds across Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, X, and YouTube, all at Aneke TV. I'm Deborah Wakuba. Thank you for watching.
The red cap is a powerful symbol of authority, tradition, and chieftaincy. It signifies leadership, cultural identity, and a connection to the ancestors. The red cap is primarily worn by men who hold traditional titles such as Nze, Ozo, Ichie, Chief, Onyish. The number of eagle feathers on the cap can denote the wearer's status within the chieftaincy system. The red cap comes in different shapes, and each shape represents a particular hierarchy in the traditional institution in Igbo land.
bụ onye ọma na-esonyela anyị ọkwa na nzukọ ụmụ nwaanyị ka anyị bata ọzọ na Aneke TV ka anyị kparịkwa dịka anyị si akparị ka anyị karịa maka ọdịmma anyị maka ọdịmma ezinụlọ maka ọdịmma obodo niile akachacha obodo anyị ugbu a bụ Naịjirịa. Na nke taa ihe anyị na-eji neba anya bụ mkpagbu na mmegide a na-afụ kịta n'ebe dị iche iche, mana ihe anyị na-eji nezi anya bụ usoro a ga-eji wee site n'akwụkwọ nsọ wee na-anụ ọgụ dị otu a. abụ m Ngozi Ọtahụmele dịka esi eme ọ bụrụ naanị m na-eji itinye ọnụ n'okwu maka ọ bụrụ na ọhịa naanị m na-eji itinye ọnụ n'okwu ọnụ m ezuru ikwu tie elu ọnụ m ezuru ikwu ka ọ ga-esi wee dabara onye ukwu dabara onye nta onye akpata na nke taa eji ekpọta ndị na-ekwu ndị na-anụ ọgụ a ndị na-agba mbọ site n'iji akwụkwọ nsọ usoro nke Chineke nyere anyị wee kwuo okwu banyere mmegide na mkpagbu a na-akpagbu ndị mmadụ n'ezinụlọ dị iche iche n'ọha obodo ma ịwakpo nwaanyị n'ike maọbụ ịwakpo nwoke n'ike. Ndị mụ na ha nọ n'izu ụka nke taata wee bụrụ site n'aka ekpe m Pastọ Christian Eze. Pastọ Christian, anyị na-asị gị nnọọ na nke izu a.
nọ ndewo daalụ ọhaneze na-ege anyị ntị daalụ.
Onye ọzọ anyị na ya sokwe na nke izu a na-eji itinye ọnụ wee bụ Glorious Eze. Glorious, anyị na-asị gị nnọọ na nke taa.
Ndewo ọra na-ege anyị ntị daalụ
daalụ rinne maka isonyere anyị. Afọ m na-edebie n'akwa unu yi mana unu ji oyibo wee sụọ ya say no to sexual and gender-based violence. Ya bụ gị si mba na mkpagbu na mmegide a na-emegide site n'ịwakpo ndị mmadụ n'ike. Daalụ, ọ dịkwakụ na anụta ọgụ ọfụma.
Anyị na-agbalị.
Mana m ga-ebido ebe nọ Pastọ Christian. Ọtụtụ mgbe ka anyị na-anụ ihe gbasara ọgụ a na-anụ etinye mmadụ awakpo mmadụ n'ike eme nke a okwere ọsị nke anụnwa otego aka anyị nụbara ihe a ka ekwe ka o si wee bụrụ nkịta ka o bido chụba unu ụla iji wee bido ọgụ anyị na-anụ si na unu ga-asị mba na ama mmegideziri ike ma ọ bụ oyibo ka eso ya mgbe e kpuchere ị ga-atapịa m ya n'igbo.
Ndewo ọgụ a ọkwanụ mgbe onye ji tonite ọ nakwasị ọfọ ọgụ a maka na enweburu ndị ọzọ na-anụ ọgụ a anyị nwa tonitekwuo fụ na ọgụ a bụ ọgụ kwesịrị ka anụwa onye mere anyị ji wee banyezie n'ime ya si na anyị ga-esoro ka anyị nụrụ ọgụ a anyị na-anụburu ya maka na enwe ka Chineke si wee nyere mmadụ aka na anyị na-eto inwe anyị anaghị enwe mmasị ebe m na-adị m enwe mmasị ịhụ ebe a na-akpagbu mmadụ ka esi wee zụlitekwuo m na-enyere m aka. Ofu ihe mama m gwara anyị mere anyị na-eji ha anụ ọgụ bụ na mama m sịrị anyị na gị na mmadụ na-anụ ọgụ imegide tie mmadụ ihe gị na ya na-akọ ọnụ iwere aka tie onye akpa onye ada na ọnwụọ na-ada ajụ ihe onye a mere gị ada ajụ onye chọrọ okwu na ihe a na-ekwuzi bụ n'igbugo mmadụ. Ọ tinye anyị egwu n'ime anyị na-emezi ka anyị na-eto na-enwenye aka eti mmadụ imetigbuo mmadụ maka na mmadụ nwụọ na-ada ajụ ihe mere ya mere na isi ebe a jebe ụlọ nga ya mere na ihe a dị n'ime anyị ọ bụna dịka anyị na-enwebeghị ha agba ikwu okwu na ọha obodo ikwu gbasara ihe a mana n'ime anyị kpọrọ ya asị mana kịta bụzi mgbe anyị tofuteziri nwezi ọnụ ikwu okwu ije n'obodo dị iche iche kpọkọ ndị mmadụ kwuo ihe gbasara ya onye mere ọ ji bụrụ ugbu a ka anyị ji na-eje ozi nke anyị.
Daalụ rinne. A sị na mgbe onye tete bụ ụtụtụ ya itetegodu n'elekere 10 ụtụtụ gị itete n'elekere 11 ụtụtụ gị ka ọ bụ wee na-abịa ebe ị na Odoziakụ Glorious Eze unu si na a ga-asị mba na mmegide a gwakena anyị ụfọdụ mmegide a ụnụ fụrụ unu ji wee bido n'ụwa ọgụ a o nwere ihe kpatara unu ọla a na-ama nwaanyị n'ezinụlọ ka ọ ịwakpo nwaanyị ma nwoke n'ike kedu ihe kpaliri unu ji wee sị na unu ga-anụ ọgụ a wee kwubie kedu ụdị mmegide anyị na-afụ kịta na-agba anya mmiri?
Ndewo ụdịrị mmegide anyị na-afụ na-agba anya mmiri karịrị akarị. Ị na-anya ihu n'ụbọchị ndị a ọtụtụ obodo na-eme ọ bụrụ na nwaanyị ka di ya nwụrụ di ya ahụ nwụọ ịhụ ndị bụ ụmụnne di ya akpakọta chịkọta nkata si na onweghị ihe gbasara ihe nwaanyị ahụ ọ ga-emetụ aka enweghị ihe gbasara ihe nwoke ahụ nwaanyị ahụ ga-emetụ aka na nwaanyị ahụ bụ onye a ga-ewezuga n'akụkụ ụmụnne nke nwoke wee were ihe niile nke nwoke ahụ nwere wee na-ana be nna nke nwoke. ịhụ na nwaanyị ahụ abụrụ onye gba aka wite ụmụazị niile ya na ahụhụ a na-eme ihe. ị na-anya na mmegide ọ jọgburu udene shigbo nkakwụ. nwaanyị ya na di ya bidoro ije. ị na-ekwuzi ebe ụmụ ntorobịa na agbọghọbịa anyị nọ. ị na-ahụ onye ya na mmadụ ga-ebiri ọ sị na ọ bụrụ odibo onye enyemaka dịrị ya n'ezinụlọ. ịhụ ya ọkwụba ya agụọ manya nri site n'ụtụtụ wee ruo na chi ojiji, mana ụmụ nke ya na-eri ihe niile. ihe a niile bụ mmegide jọgburu onwe ya. ọ jọgburu onwe ya, ị na-ele ya ọ na-abawanye ụba. mana ọ bụrụ na mmụọ Chineke tinye gị amara ya n'ime, ịhụ na ihe anụmanụ ọ bụrụ ihe kwesịrị ka ọ dịrị. ọ bụrụ ihe kwesịrị ka ọ dịrị n'etiti mmadụ na ibe ya. bụ mmegide dị n'ụdị n'ụdị, bụ mmegide nke na-emegide site n'ebe di nọ, mmegide nke a na-emegide site n'ebe mmadụ na onye ya na ya na-abụọ bi nọ, mmegide nke a na-emegide dịka ịmatụ nke mere na ogige ebe anyị bi. otu nwoke bịara wenye aka machapụ nwunye ya ezigbote ụra, gbaa ya, nwaanyị wee tọnụọ. anyị ka na-ekwu nke ahụ, mmegide anyị na-ekwu okwu ya ọ bara ụba. nwanne nya ka mụ na di m so wee baa n'ubi anyị kọrọ n'ogige si ka anyị jeje weta ihe anyị kọrọ n'ubi. anyị nọzi ebe ahụ na-anụ ka di na nwunye nọ na-aba mba. nwaanyị na-asị ya, mụ na go sonukatago n'ụzọ wee na-eje akpọ anyị di na nwunye. ịhụ na nwoke a na-emegide nwaanyị ahụ. enwere ihe a na-akpọ mmekọrịta ahụ na di na nwunye, mana nwoke a na-eme ka mmekọrịta ahụ a ka nwaanyị a ghara ị na-abụ onye mmekọrịta ahụ ya na di ya. ị na-anya iche na ọ bụrụ ihe a bụ mmegide. n'akụkụ nke nwaanyị ahụ ọ na-ewute ya n'obi na onye ya kpọrọ di ya anụ arụ ya adịghị enye ya mmekọrịta. so o wee bụrụ ihe mwute wee nye nne nwaanyị ịhụrụ na mmegide. na mgbe ụfọdụ na mmegide adịghị n'ogugo dị elu. ọ na-abịa na akụrụ mmadụ ihe ka anyị nọ na-anụ ihe a m na-atụgharị uche mma na-asị ewo nwoke agaghị akwa na-ama kịta na ihe a na-ewute nwaanyị a wee ruo mgbe nwaanyị ahụ kwupụta ya. sị mụ na gosonu katago wee na-eje n'ụzọ wee kpọọ anyị di na nwunye kemgbe anyị nụrụ ihe a wee gbaa m kim n'obi na nke a bụ mmegide n'ụdị nke ya. ịhụ dat na mmegide a dị n'ụdị n'ọkwa nke ọbụla ebe ọbụla ị hụrụ o tinyere isi ịbụrụ onye Chineke nyere aka ịchọtagide ya mee ka ị bịanyụọ ya ka ọkụ ka ọ ghara ịgbara mgbọrọgwụ wee gaba. ndewo bịanyụọ ya ka ọkụ gaba
dịka nke a ikwu kịta na nwaanyị a na-esi ya na di ya nọ o nwere onye mana ya na-alụ di ọ bụrụ mmegide n'ụdị nke mgbe i weliri aka dịka unu si wee kwuo na mbido isi nọọ usoro nke Baịbụl ya bụ usoro nke Chineke. biko kedu ka Baịbụl si esi ya, kedu ka Baịbụl si anụ ọgụ a?
ndewo. Baịbụl bụ okwu Chineke. na Baịbụl anyị fụrụ na ihe gbasara mkpagbu na imegide mmadụ ọ bụ n'etiti odibo na nna ya ukwu adịm na mma etu ekwesịrị ịdị na-ebi n'etiti di na nwunye, n'etiti okenye na nwata. akwụkwọ nsọ dere ihe ndị a niile. Chineke bụ onye mbụ bụ ụzọ wee na-anụ ọgụ imegide ụdị mkpagbu a. maka ile anya na akwụkwọ nsọ hụ ka o si wee kee mmadụ na ka o si wee kee alụmdi na nwunye, ịhụ na enweghị ụzọ ọbụla Chineke ji chọọ ka nwoke na-akpagbu nwunye ya ma nwaanyị na-akpagbu di ya. ile anya na mmalite n'akwụkwọ Jenesis, ebe a Chineke kere nwoke kee nwaanyị, ịhụ na Chineke bụ ihe kere nwoke na nwaanyị. ọ bụghị nwoke ji aka ya kee onwe ya, ọ bụghịkwa nwaanyị ji aka ya kee onwe ya. ụfọdụ ụmụ nwoke na-eme na nwunye ya amụtaghị nwa nwoke aje nukpu nwaanyị ọzọ, ma asụsụ chụnanya na enwere mmụọ si na be nna ya na-eso ya mmeri na ọ da amụta ụmụ nwoke na ọ nwaanyị ka ọ na-amụ. ịhụ na ọ bụghị nwaanyị ka ọ dị n'aka ịmụta nwa nwoke maka na ọ bụghị onye nwa kere onwe ọ bụla dị nwoke a na-esi ọnwụ ka a mụtara ya nwa nwoke ọ bụghị onye nwa mere onwe ya nwoke onye mere onye ọbụla nwoke ma nwaanyị bụ okike kere ụwa ya bụ onye ọmụmụ si n'aka ya nke ọ tinyere n'ime afọ nwaanyị ka nwaanyị ga-amụ ihe nwaanyị nwere bụ akpa nwa nwaanyị enweghị nwa akpa na-ebu nwa ka nwaanyị nwere ọ n'ime akpa ahụ ka Chineke na-adị were nwa tinye ọ bụrụ nwoke ọ tinye ebe a ọzọkwa ịhụ na etu ahụ ka Chineke si wee mee mgbe Chineke gọziri ya Chineke agọzighị nwoke bụọ nwaanyị ọnụ ihe Baịbụl sị na Chineke gọziri ha na-abụ asụ ọnya n'asụsụ bekee ọsị and God bless them Chineke wee gọzie ha asụọ Chineke wee gọzie nwoke sizie nwunye nwaanyị
ya nyetụ ya obere
ịhụ na ụbọchị Chineke kere ha ekere ha na-abụ ofu ụbọchị enweghị ihe dịka na ekere ha na-abụ ofu ụbọchị mgbe Chineke sị ka anyị kee mmadụ n'oyiyi nke anyị na-abịa mgbe ahụ Chineke sịrị ka anyị kee mmadụ n'oyiyi nke anyị akwụkwọ nsọ wee kwuo na ịgụọ n'amaokwu nke 10 Jenesis isi nke mbụ amaokwu nke 27 o wee sị Chineke wee kee ha nwoke na nwaanyị ọ mgbe a ka e kere ha mana mgbe a bịaziri kpọọ ha okike na ọkpụkpụ nke mmadụ dị iche mgbe a kpụrụ ha bụ nwoke ka e bu ụzọ kpụọ mana mgbe e kere ha site n'okwu ọnụ Chineke ha na-abọ bịara ka e kere otu ụbọchị kee otu oge mana mgbe a bịaziri kpụọ ha iwepụ ime ha ka ha pụta n'anụ ahụ ka ha pụta ihe bụ nwoke bụ mbụ Chineke debe ihe o ji mee ya bụ ka o wee nye ime onye ndu wee nye ihe o kere ọ bụghị na ka o mee na nwoke ka nwaanyị enweghị onye ka ibie ọ gọziri ha na-abụ wee nyekwa ha na-abụ ọrụ mgbe ọ sịrị ha mụbanụ enweghị ọsụrụ sọsọ nwoke mụba ịhụ ka Chineke si mee ịhụ na nwoke enweghị ike ịmụta nwa ma ọ nata ha enyemaka nwaanyị na nwa atọgbuo oge na nwa atọgbuo oge ma ọnụ nwa nwoke nwa atọgbuo oge na nwa atọgbuo oge nwaanyị ma ọnụ nwa mana enwere enyemaka nwoke nyere gị ịhụ na Chineke na onwe ekehụ onweghị etu Chineke si wee tinye nkewa enwere etu Chineke si wee tinye mkpagbu n'etiti mmadụ mgbe ọ na-eke ọnya ka okwu Chineke ji wee na bụrụ ụkpụrụ anyị
gị bụ onye ọma ka na-elele anyị ama m na ọ na-adaba n'anya dịka anyị si ekwu mkpagbu na mmegide a na-afụ kịta anụnwa ebee ka esi wee bidie kedu ebe anyị si wee mụta ya maka na ọ bụghị ihe Chineke kwuru ụzọ nke ha na-esi eso bụ ụzọ ihe akwụkwọ nsọ kwuru usoro nke Chineke kedu ebe ị na-eso nke gị nwoke nọkata ọtụtụ bụ aka ụla na ntị nwaanyị ịdai ma ọ bụgodo nwaanyị na ntị nwoke ịdai ebee ka esi mụta nke gị ka anyị ṅụọ mmiri ọ bụrụ na anyị nachite azụ anyị na-aga n'ihu.
The red cap is a powerful symbol of authority, tradition, and chieftaincy. It signifies leadership, cultural identity, and a connection to the ancestors.
Ama m na ị ka na-esonyela anyị na Aneke TV ebe anyị na-akparị nkata dịka ụmụ nwanne n'oge nnọkọ ụmụ nwanyị. Abụ m Ngozi Ọtahụmele. Ndị mụ na ha nọ n'aka na-etinyekwa ọnụ n'okwu bụ Pastọ Christian Eze na Odoziakụ Glorious Eze. Dịka anyị si aga n'ihu ihe anyị na-ele anya bụ mkpagbu na mmegide a na-afụ n'ezinụlọ dịka ịwakpo mmadụ n'ike ma iti mmadụ gbaịgbaị n'ahụ ma ọgọdụ ịgbachi nkịtị mmadụ a na-anwụ n'ike usoro nke akwụkwọ nsọ otu e ga-esi wee mee ya ka ọ ghara ịbụ ihe anyị ga na-afụzi. Daalụrị nne dịka unu si wee na-etinye ọnụ n'okwu kemgbe anyị bidoro. M ga-abịa ebe ị nọ Pastọ Christian dịka onye isi ezinụlọ maọbụ nna bụrụ onye ozi Chineke kedu ihe ọ ga-abụ omebe mmadụ amalụ na mkpagbu dịkwa ka ọ na-achọ ịbata?
ndewo a sị na enweghị mgbe ọbụla ị hụrụ ọkụ na-enwu enwere ihe kpatara ya, enwere ihe sunyere ọkụ ahụ n'ebe ọ gbasara ezinụlọ. Ọ bụrụ na nwoke na nwanyị ebiri n'ụlọ anọgide nwoke ada anatazi n'oge, nwoke na-anatabu n'oge anọgideze mgbe o ji anata chi ejimicha ụmụaka lahụcha ọbịa kụba aka n'ụzọ gwa sị mepere ya ụzọ. Nwaanyị nọ n'ime ebe ahụ ga-ama, kwesịrị ịma na ọ bụ ụzọ ịta, ọ bụghị ihe a bụ ịta isi bido ihe na enwere ihe mere nwoke a na-eji ụzọ anata n'oge. Mgbe ị hụbara ụdị ihe a, ịmara na enwere ebe nsogbu na-esi, enwe ebe mmiri si na-abazu n'opi ụgbọgụrụ. Ikekwa na akparamagwa nke nwaanyị na etu o si agwa di ya okwu na-emezu nwoke a isi niile na-enwuzi ọkụ, ọ na-achọzi ebe ọ ga-anọrụ ka mgbe isi jụchara ya oyi, ikekwa ụlọ ya jụkwa oyi, o wee nabatazi ọmazi n'ụwa ka ọ na-eje ije jee lahụba. Ma ọ na nwoke ahụ esobego ụfọdụ ndị ajọ ọyị, maka e nwere ndị ọyị ndị oje n'abalị ka ha ji mgbe chi na-eji ka ha na-amalite njem, mgbe aka ụtụtụ ha bido ha na-ejezi n'ọdụ mmanya n'ọdụ nkwụ na-eme ihe na nwoke na-abatazi nwaanyị kwa n'aka nke ọzọ ị na-afụzi na diga ọ da-anatazikwe n'oge. Ma a nọgidezie n'ime ụlọ, nwoke nọgide ọchị ịza ekwentị ma nwaanyị chi ịza ekwentị, ọ na-ezo. Kedu ihe ị na-ezo ka a ghara ịnụ ihe ị na-ekwu? Ọ bụrụ na ị na-aghọrọ nwunye gị aghụghọ n'ihe gbasara ego, nwaanyị na-achọpụta ya, ọ na-achọpụta enwe ike okwuhụ, mana ihe a na-egbu ya, ọ na-eri ya ihe n'ahụ. Ọ dịka odozi akụsi kwuo maatụ nwaanyị nke a na-anụ onu ya na-asị di ya enwere ihe na-egosi na anya na gị bụ di na nwunye ha na-abụsoro na-aga n'ụzọ. Nwoke na mgbe anyị na-anụ ihe a, nwoke na-asị nwunye na ya chọrọ ka ọ na-eke isi, nwaanyị sị ya na ya anaghị eke ihe ọbụla. Kedu ihe ga-eme nke a? Ikekwa na nwoke na-achọ ka nwunye ya na-eke isi adịghị eweta ego eji eke isi. Nwaanyị ego nke ọ na-apịkọnata o ji na-echekwa onwe ya, ọ gbakọcha wefute ego isi ama mpụta na ya, o jee kpọrọ onwe ya isi nke ga na-ekwenwu ya ịdị na-elekọta nwaanyị. Mana gịnwa bụ nwoke isi na ịlaiki aka na-eke isi, ịfụ ụmụ nwaanyị ndị ọzọ kere isi na-asụ ya na ọmaka mee nu nwunye gị ka ọ na-eke isi ka ọ ma mma nke ya. Ọ bụrụ na a na-afụ ụmụ ihe ndị a, maka na ọ bụrụ ụbọchị egbu ka ọ na-akpọnwụ. Mgbe ị fụrụ anụ bọọgụ kitikiti sugbo ọkpọ, o tego o bidoro ajọ omume nwoke, ajọ omume nwaanyị. Mgbe esigidere asigide n'ite, onye ọbụla na-echi ibie, mgbe echigidere ya chigide tee o ruzie mgbe ọ na-asụzi anwụrụ, mgbe a ka ọha na eze ga-ejizi marabazie na-ekwe ihe na-eme. Mana e nwechara ajọ agwa a na-eme n'ime. Ikekwa nwaanyị nwere ajọ ọnụ, ị na-esu ya di gị isibere ite n'ọkụ were okwu na-asị ahụ, o nwere ezigbo okwu si Baịbụl si na ọnwụ na ndụ dị n'ọnụ, i wee were ọnụ gị gbuo ịhụnanya nke o nwere n'ime gị. Mgbe niile ị na-atụnyere ya, iweta nwoke nke ịtụnyere ya esi papa gị ya na papa na abụ papa gị na papa gị ama mme nka na diọkpara gị na diọkpara unu ama mme nka, mana ijeloje nụ diọkpara unu, ijeloje mana ịfụchara nwoke a na ọbụrụ diọkpara unu, ọbụrụ papa gị, ijeje nụta ya wee werezie ọnụ na-agwụ ya ajọ okwu niile. Maka na nwoke ama mbe akwa mana ọ ga na-egbu ya arịrị. Nwoke ọ na-anwụ n'ime, iwere ọnụ jide ya saa, enwere ihe ọma ọ na-ahụ na ndụ ya, sọ ihe ọjọọ. Mgbe ọbụla ihe niile gbasara ya dị njọ, mba ọ dịrọ mma. Inezie anya nwoke ahụ a na-anwụ mgbe emegide ofu mbọsị efu ka o wenere aka gbaa asị na ọ nọkụọ nwunye yi onye ọbụla etibezie mkpu sị na ọ na-eti nwunye ya na ọ na-eti mana ị mara ebe a na-afụkọ ọkụ a ihe etiri kịta maka na Chineke bụ onye ikpe onye na-ekpe ikpe eziokwu mgbe ọ ga-ekpe ikpe ihe dị n'etiti di na nwunye ọ bụrụ sọsọ na amara gị ụla ka ọ ga-ekpe ọ ga-atụle ajọ omume nke nwaanyị tụlekwe nwoke ole mara nwunye gị adịrọ mma mana nwaanyị enwere ihe ị na-eme maka ihe anaghị anọkata ome. Enwere otu nwaanyị bịara ebe anyị na-azụlite ndị pastọ na anyị na-akụziri ha na ebe Baịbụl skuul anyị. Ofu nwata akwụkwọ wee na-asị na enwere nwaanyị di ya na-asị na oge egbu mgbe niile di ya na-asị ya na oge egbu ya nwaanyị wee sị na ya nwa na onwe ya ga-eje mee dinye ka o sikwuo ya nọ sidon de luk na enwere pastọ nke sikwuru ya na ha ga-abịa ka ha mee di ya sidon de luk
na ya ga-eduje ya
na anyị ga-eduje ebe a
ga-eme di ya sidon de luk
ebe ọ sị na oge egbu ya ka ya mezie nya nwa sidon de luk. Anyị wee jụọ ya wee sị ya na nwoke na-asụ nwunye ya na oge egbu ya kedu ihe kpatara sụjugodu nwunye ya kedu ihe ọ na-eme di ya mere nwoke ji na-asị na oge egbu ya kedu ka ha na-abụọ si ebi maka na ịchọ ime n'ihe dị n'etiti di na nwunye ịchọ ime ịtụnye ya nke ọma nwoke bịa nwunye ya bịa unu na-abụ maka na nwoke nọrọ na-ekwu nwunye m dị njọ nwaanyị anọrọ na-ekwu di m dị njọ ihe ajụjụ anyị na-adị jụọ bụ nwaanyị gwa anyị njọ ihe ị na-eme dị njọ n'ezinụlọ nwoke gwakwa anyị ajọ ihe ị na-eme nwunye gị maka na ọ na-afịa ahụ mmadụ iji ọnụ kwuo ajọ ihe ọ na-eme mana ikwu ajọ ihe nke onye ọzọ na-eme na-adị mfe.
Daalụ nne pastọ Kristian ịma na ị bụ onye ozi Chukwu bụrụ pastọ bụrụ ihe niile anyị rapụ gị ka ikwubie ka o si wee dị ma na anyị amasị ebe a pụọ enwe na-adị ebe ị nọ Glorious eze achọrọ m ka imetụkenere anyị aka n'otu ihe ma ọ bụ abụọ see no ya bụ si mba kedu mba anyị ga-asị kedu ihe bụ mba ahụ anyị ga-asị megide mkpagbu na mmegide a na-eme ka anyị ga-esi wee sị mba.
Ndewo daalụ nne ụzọ anyị ga-esi si mba dị ọtụtụ. N'ime atụ ọ bụrụ na ebe ọ gbasara ezinụlọ ọ bụrụ na ịhụ na di ga-anatawa n'ije abalị dịka ọ da anata ụzọ gị bụ nwaanyị ga-esi si mba na ya otu Baịbụl na ịma na anyị na-ele anya otu akwụkwọ nsọ si wee kwuo ya ihe ị ga-eme dịka nwaanyị bụ ịkpọ di gị ahụ si ya nna m n'ihi na akwụkwọ nsọ si na anyị na okwu dị nro na-eme ka ọnụmala azụ andị na nwaanyị bụ ihe na-ewu ezinụlọ ọ bụghị nwoke. Chineke maara na nwaanyị ihe Chineke na-atụ anya n'aka gị dịka nwaanyị o debere dịka onye enyemaka wee nyere nwoke ahụ ihe Chineke na-atụ anya n'aka gị bụ ịkpọ ya sị ya nna m ijebekwana dịka ide ejebu ị na-ahụta na ọ bụrụ ozi otu a ka anyị si bido na mweda n'ala n'ihi na ị bụ onye enyemaka ọ pụwala ịchọrọla inyere ya aka enyemaka gị ahụ ga-abịa na mweda n'ala ka o nwee ike wee nara ya
ọ bụghị iji mkpọtụ
ụzọ ị ga-eji wee si mba maka na mba a na-ekwu okwu ya bụrụ mba ị ga-abịa ịpụta ịba mba si mba ọma mme n'ime ụlọ a ị na-enye onye iro ohere ịrụ ọrụ karịa dịka a tụrụ anya o jebekwa ije ahụ isi ya nna m bịa ọ bụghị ozikwa otu a ka anyị si bido na mweda n'ala ịhụ na esila mba banyere mkpagbu n'ihi na mkpagbu bụ ihe ahụ ekwensu ji na-arịbata mana ọ dị gị nwa nwaanyị n'aka iji na mweda n'ala na amamihe Chineke na-enye maka Chineke nyere ahụtara m na otu ihe Chineke mere ụmụ nwaanyị mekarịarị ya anyị bụ na o nyere anyị amamihe. Chineke nyere ụmụ nwaanyị amamihe no ị chọpụtakwala na Chineke nyere anyị amamihe ga-etinye ya n'ụzọ ziri ezi mgbe ahụ ka ị ga-ahụ ezigbote ọrụ ịhụtala ya na so ga ahụ na adat na nwoke ejebela dịka ọ na-ekwesịghị ga-ewere mweda n'ala si mba si ya nna m ijebela ọ dịghị onye ikpọrọ otu a kpụkpọkwa ya ọzọ ọ bụrụgodị na ịkpọ ya okpehụkwụhụ Chineke nyekwara amamihe ga-ewere ikpere gị banye n'ihi na Chineke nyere gị nwoke ahụ n'aka ka ị bụrụ onye enyemaka ịma mbụzi na onye na-agbasa agbasa ị bịara ka isi mba megide ihe niile na-abịa ka ọ ghasaa so ị ga-ejikwa amamihe wee soro mba ahụ ị na-ekwu ịma ji nzuzu wee soro mba wee ghasaa ihe niile na nke ọ bụla ị na-ahụkwa ka ọ gbasara n'ebe ụmụazị gị nọ maka na anyị anụmanụ na-ekwu n'ezinụlọ ịhụhụ ya n'ebe di na nwunye nọ ga-ahụ ya n'ebe ụmụazị nọ enwere ike gị ele anya hụ nwa gị na ofu onye nke anụmanụ agaala ụlọ akwụkwọ mụta ofu ihe ya bịa n'ụlọ na-eme ihe niile ike ụmụnne ya niile ihe niile ike onye nke dị ime otie ya jaa gaa nọrọ wọchịa ya onye ijekwejekwa nna si don't worry ọ ga-adị mma gaa hụkwa nwa ya na-ebilikwa ege ya na-etikwa ụmụnne ya ja otu ị ga-esikwa wee si mba bụ ịkpọkọta nwatakịrị ahụ sị ya nna m bịa ijebekwa gịnịkwa na mweda n'ala ọ bịakwa ya asị gị mba ga-ewerekwa ekpere n'ihi na anyị na-eleba ihe anụmanya n'ụzọ Chineke na ihe ọbụla Chineke nyere o nyere usoro eji aga ya Chineke kere anyị ọ bụghị Chineke nke obi ya tara mmiri ọ bụ Chineke nke mere ka ihe niile dịrị anyị mfe n'ọ na mgbe ụfọdụ ọ na-adị anyị ọsịsọ iwere aka anyị wee mee ihe ahụ gaa hụ dat na mgbe ọbụla ịkpọketere nwatakịrị ahụ ga-ewere ekpere so ya isiwala mba n'ụzọ ajọ omume ahụ ọ na-eso si nwere ọtụtụ ụzọ a ga-esi wee na-asị mba bụ ụzọ kwesịrị na mweda n'ala ga-enweta ezigbote ihe ọma na ihe ị na-achọ mana ọ bụrụ na ịgbachikwa nkịtị gaa hụ na ị naghị asị mba ihe aha ihe ọjọọ a na-abawanye daalụ rie nne ma daalụ ndewo
ama m na oge adị ọzọ n'akụkụ anyị ọ dị ka anyị ga-eme ihe a mbọsị ọzọ maka na chi ejighị ụbọchị bụ ọ bụrụ na anyị kwubie ka o si wee dị anyị ma na ohere e nyere anyị agaghị ekwe ọ dị ka anyị ga-atụgharịkwu ya mbọsị ọzọ ọ bụrụ ndị oyibo anyị asị ya kọntinu ebe anyị kwụsịrị mana na mkpokọta okwu gị pastọ Kristian Eze ke ndụmọdụ ị ga-adụ onye na-eme n'anyị banyere isi mba na mmegide anyị
ndụmọdụ m ga-adụ ọhaneze na-ege anyị ntị bụ agbala nkịtị ihe a bụ nsogbu juru ebe niile otu ụzọ ị ga-esi wee sị mba bụ agbala nkịtị ịhụ ka ihe na-emebi kwuo okwu ịmara inwe ike ịbịa n'ebe anyị nọ bịa kwuo na-ekwe na ihe dị etu a na-eme agbatara mmadụ ọsọ enyemaka ụzọ ọzọ ị ga-esikwa wee mee bụ ị na-ebi ezigbo ndụ maka na ihe a niile anyị na-ekwu okwu ya bụ ndụ anyị na-ebi akparamagwa anyị ọ bụrụ na ị bụ nwoke na-eti nwunye gị mụta ihe taa etizina ya nwunye gị bụ onye enyemaka gị onye ị kwesịrị ịhụnanya ị bụrụkwanụ nwaanyị na-akparị di gị kwụsị ịkparị di gị kemgbe ị na-akparị ya kedu ego ole ka mkparị tinyegoro gị n'akụ kemgbe ị na-akparị ya kedu ka mkparị a si mee ya o nweta ọrụ enwere uru mkparị na-aba enwere ihe anyị ji nsogbu eme ụzọ a niile ka anyị ga-eji wee na-asị mba ebe ọbụla ị nọ bụrụ onye na-achọ udo ezinụlọ ebe a nọbatara gị a sị na nọ na nne ji gị anwụ tupu ime ihe na abịa na mụnye ọkụ n'ezinụlọ ị na-eme nka Chineke ga-agọzi gị
daalụ ekele m unu maka isonyere anyị ama m na mgbe ọzọ m ga-akpọ unu na unu ga-abịa unu ga-abịakwa mbọsị ọzọ maka okwu ahụ i kwuru okwu a nwaanyị a mee m ga-achọ ka alụtụ ya aka ọfụma mgbe o bido n'ụtụtụ wee mebe kedu ihe imerụ maka ọtụtụ dịka o si na chi anyị ma maka ya mgbe ebido tiri nwe obere ọgbachi nkịtị ganye na-akụgbuo ya n'aka gị bụ onye ọma sonyela anyị ọ bụrụ na o nwee ihe ịmụtara chere anyị mgbe ọzọ maka ama m na ihe ndị a ji wee bịa karịrị akarị ndị a bụ ndị ozi Chineke ndị ji usoro akwụkwọ nsọ wee na-eme ka obodo dị mma ọ bụrụ na nke taa masịrị gị mbọsị ọzọ ị ga-afụkwa nke ka mma abụ m Ngozi Ọsadebe
kwani ihe gondo ndụ a na-atọka onye anara nke ya na ụlọ agwọ ibe anyị adịnọ ogologo ndụ arụ ike na ọdụmma ihe eji ene ndụ anya na onye nwere ihe eji ene ndụ anya na ịrụfụta nwere ya ịmara na nsogbu rere ya olise bụ anyị na-ekene gị Chukwu okike onye ogologo ndụ na ogologo anya na-ahụ udo na ọchịchị anyị na-ekene gị na-ekene gị maka tata na-ayọ maka echi maka na ọsọ gị maka ebe echi anya mara na ihe adị ka echi na echi anaghị agwụ agwụgwụ na ihe ya adịla anyị mma ọ ya dịla onye ọ na mma ịdịkwazị ọgbaghị nọ ya ahịa anọdụ na n'Igbo eke oyi nkwọ awụ ka ọ dị mma ndị be anya onwekwana ihe ọzọ na anyị enye ndị ichie jupụtara anyị na-ere nke
na be anyị amechi na ọ bụ ọkụ na anọ anyị adawo aga ọjị a na-awa ha abịa ji na ọjị na-eke ịkya na a na-agụ ya a na-ejide ọjị na-eka nri ana m erachi ihe kere ihe na ihe wara ihe Chineke nna kere enu ke ana m akpọkụ ndị ezigbo mmadụ niile nọchawọrọ ndụ na amechi ọkụ na anọ na anụ ọkụ na anọ na anụ Nkanụ na anụ nta egbe na-ese na anụ Enugu steeti na-asị biko na ọ bụ ha metere ihe ọma ka anyị na-asị ha gbadata ha bịa tara ọjị anyị na-asị eke ka eke ketere anyị ihe ọma anyị na-asị ahwọ ka ahwọ ghọtara anyị ihe ọma anyị na-asị nkwọ ka nkwọ kwọtara anyị ihe ọma anyị na-asị orie ka orie rutere anyị ihe ọma ihe ndị a niile ka anyị na-arịọ nna sị ka ị bịa mere anyị wetere anyị udo n'ala Igbo wetere anyị udo n'ala Naịjirịa wetere anyị ịhụnanya wetere anyị ọganihu wetere anyị ihe niile bụ ihe na-eme obodo adị mma nna biko ihe ndị a ka anyị na-arịọ kwetewo na imewere anyị karịa ka anyị rịọrọ n'ịhwa Chineke nna kere enu ka ana bụ Chukwu okike abịama
ndị be anyị ọjị abịa anyị na-ekene osebụrụ ụwa ekene Chukwu okike nna ketara anyị oge kere igwe ka anyị na-ata ọjị anyị chọrọ iwe ọjị ị na-awa n'otu awa n'ibe asị ka ị goziela anyị taa ka ihe ọma hụkwa gwute anyị na-akpọku ndị nna nna anyị ha bụ abụ ndị mere ọhụma goziela anyị eke gozie orie gozie nkwọ mee ka ndị ọbụla na-agagharị na-achọghị ha ga-eri mee ọhụma na ndị sokwa ụzọ ọtọ ndị kwụkwara ụzọ na-eje n'ụzọ kwụrụ ọtọ soro ka iwu Chukwu ji wee dị Chukwu na anyị siri ka anyị wụọ gị a tata nde udo na ọgụ na-aga m n'ihu ka ọ dịrị anyị mma ndewo anyị na-ewepụta ile ọjị na-egosi ụmụnna anyị okenye na-awa ọjị ndị ọzọ na-awa ọjị na-enye ile ọjị nsọfụrụ maka na ebe a n'ọnụ ile ọjị a ka eji ama eziokwu iweta ọjị onye ọzọ na-asa ile ọ ga-eji na-ekwu eziokwu onye sara ile weta ile ọjị were na-ekpe ekpere were na-aga ọhụụ ọ ga-ekwuneta eziokwu ọjị a anyị na-enye nsọfụrụ ọjị ruo ịnọ otu a ata ya o ruo ise atakwa ya mana ọ bido ruo na asaa ịma na ị ga-egbu anụ ị ga-egbu ọkụkọ
na mbụ ọja m na-asị ekekele ụwa na ọkwa ọja ekenekwa gị na eluigwe na ala na-ekene gị na urukpuru na kpakpando na-ekene gị na ugwu na ndịna na-ekene gị maka ka onye si eme ka ekwe si akpụ ya ka onye si eme ka ọja si akpụ ya ihe a bụ Aneke TV.
Kenny, ọzọ nọ n'ọgbọ, ọzọ Chimeleze nọ n'ọgbọ. Ijele bụ ihe nọ n'ọgbọ, Ijele.
Ndị agha dị na-abụ chere n'obere ụlọ.
Ijele nọ n'ọgbọ, Ijele bụ ihe nọ n'ọgbọ. Biko, erepọtụ ya na-eme. Erepọtụ ya na-eme. Ọzọ ị na-eme kọtọ dị ebube. Kenny, ọzọ nọ n'ọgbọ, ọzọ Chimeleze nọ n'ọgbọ. Ijele bụ ihe nọ n'ọgbọ, Ijele.
Oja is a traditional Igbo wind wooden music instrument, often referred to as a talking flute, because of its ability to mimic speech patterns and convey messages. There are various types of Oja, differentiated by their pitch and functions. Oja Mmanwu, Oja Okolobia, Oja Igede, and Oja Ukwe, the singing flute. Each holds a specific cultural significance. The Oja typically has 4 holes, 2 on opposite sides for the fingers, a mouthpiece that leads to the hollow inner chamber, and a terminal hole, similar in size to the finger hole. Oja is one of the prominent indigenous music instruments of the Igbo people. It is considered a
Nwakoba. I am Chidimike Mede.
I am Uche Osai.
I'm Chinwendo Ifeonwankwe.
My name is Obo Obina Samson.
Please keep watching Aneke TV, or you can visit us on our socials like Instagram, Facebook, X, TikTok, or YouTube, all at Aneke TV.
This is Aneke TV. We move with the world.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us today on The Insight. Remember, The Insight is a program where we x-ray the heartbeat of politics, issues, headlines shaping our nation. And in this program, we'll bring you expert analysts, policymakers, men, women who have seen it all, who have experienced it and are willing to share about it. And of course, remember on this program, your voice matters. Today on Insight, we'll have a special guest, Honorable Nick Ozonsi, former chairman of Udi local government area, an analyst and a chieftain of PDP in Enugu State. Honorable sir, you're welcome to the Insight.
Thank you. You're welcome too.
Thank you. So, Honorable, let's get right into it.
Okay.
There's little time left. What's your assessment of Governor Peter Mbah's administration in Enugu State, especially regarding development?
Okay, no doubt the administration of Peter Mbah, I think, has, created a pathway for assessing other administrations in Enugu State and even outside the state. The governor of Enugu State started very well by putting in place some infrastructural development, by ensuring that the projects abandoned by his predecessors are being taken up, by also trying to bring new innovations into the structural development and other things in Enugu State. Take, for instance, the governor took up the construction of Enugu State International Hospital, different of its kind in the east of the Niger. He took up the continuity, let me not say reconstruction, the continuity of the International Conference Center in Enugu State. He took up the building of a smart school in the entire states and all the local governments, all the wards, let me not say local government. I don't want to begin to talk about the transport hub, which you can see that the governor Mbah is really trying to alleviate the traffic and, of course, the transportation problem of people in Enugu State. Time will not permit me also to continue mentioning the other things like the modern Holy Ghost Motor Park. And there's some other, infrastructural development in different states, for instance, in different local government. For instance, you can see the rehabilitation of roads in Enugu State, the rebuilding of Soka modern markets and rest of others. There are many of them, and he's promised that after 180 days in Enugu State, that water will start running in every kitchen in Enugu State. Even if he has not achieved 100%, I think the government has achieved 50 to 60% of their promise. So, no doubt, the governor has actually tried to create an impression that truly government could be for the people and for the people.
All right, Honorable. You said he has achieved 60 to 70% of all that he promised.
I'm talking in terms of water matriculations in Enugu State.
All right, all right. Now, while we were talking, you mentioned the smart school, the bus terminal, bus transport system.
Yes.
For want of time, I would want to go direct to this.
Please
A
go
lot
ahead.
of people have accused the governor and his administration that most of his projects are elitist and not people-based.
Now, the most important thing is the aim and purpose of some of these projects. It does not matter whether it's elite-based or foreign-based. Any governor has the right to bring in any contractor or any person that I feel is capable of doing his project. But more importantly also, it benefits the citizenry or people of the state if the projects are state contract oriented. If he has domiciled the contracts, the contractors from Enugu State, I think that would be more, and so that would have created more employment for people of Enugu State. But be it as it may, he's the governor, and he has the prerogative to choose whoever he wants that may deliver or that can deliver for him, you know, not minding whether it is his direct brother from the state or outside the state, not minding the recent issue where perhaps a contractor was given the smart schools in Enugu State to handle. And at the end of the day, stories started coming up that the contractor has run away with the money meant for that was budgeted for the smart school.
Sojimoto?
And yes, Sojimoto, yes. And eventually, he's not from Enugu State. I think he's either a Yoruba boy or I don't know where he came from.
Honorable,
yes.
Do you have issue with the contractor not being from Enugu?
That's what I said earlier before now. I said that I don't have a problem from where the contractor comes from, provided he can deliver. Are you getting me? But
in this case,
but if I'm allowed to choose, I will choose contractors because we have qualified engineers in Enugu State. I would have choose contractors from Enugu State. That will create more job opportunities for those who cannot get mere employment. Are you getting me? Right. So, but governor has chosen those he feel that they are comfortable. And you can now see the outcome where somebody has dwindled the government billions of naira and is now being declared wanted by the EFCC and even the state government. So I think the process is not, though the government meant well to ensure that these projects are being handled, but their system, their method of awarding this contract, to whom it was awarded, to how it was awarded, it has been on the air and all over Nigeria. People tongues have been wagging concerning the process of those, how these contracts were being awarded. Even though the governor had a good intention, but then the good is not good enough.
All right, Honorable.
Yeah.
You know, I'm rushing because of time, but before I will take you to other issues, bearing in mind what you say, speaking to the aim of the governor, analysts, intellectuals, indigenous of Enugu have argued that, for instance, the bus rapid transport system, the governor has embarked on and is working effectively, was equally embarked on by previous administration and collapsed. Don't you think that this is not the right way to go?
Now, like I said before now, the governor is first governor in Enugu State to take up the project, the abandoned project of his predecessors. Are you getting me? So, and it's working. The issue is not making starting off big projects in the state, or gigantic projects. The problem is the problem of continuity, the problem of sustainability. Like if the governor goes out, will the oncoming government sustain these things he is doing? Like the smart school, another government could come and say, no, let's go back to the older system. Just like when we used to have Oriental Line, we used to have Enugu, which is then Anambra Enugu transport system. From there, we enter into Coal City. We have gone into different stages of transportation system in the state. Yeah. And today, they are all moribund. And of course, out of existence. Why? Because of sustainability. The government did not create room for sustaining some of this transportation system. It becomes in such a way that when the government goes, the program collapses. So I am praying that, like this one that the governor of Enugu State has started, hundreds of buses lined up in Okpara Square, and people were looking at them until they were brought into Holy Ghost Motor Park. There should be a program to ensure that these projects are sustained, and not after the tenure of the governor, the project collapses. So that should be a very, very important thing, even if it will be enacted by the Enugu State House of Assembly. They should have means of sustaining every project. If not that the Pitamba took up the issue of state presidential, that place will remain a den for thieves. If not that he took up that of an international conference center to accomplish it, it will remain a burial ground. And there are so many other things that government left, but some other government came up to resuscitate them. So I think it's very important when any project is to be embarked upon in the states, there should be an assurance that these projects, should have a sustainable law or order, so that when the governor is not there, somebody can continue. I have people saying, smart school, smart school. By the time the governor goes, the smart school collapses. It's not a good thing. So the governor has a good intention to ensure that the Enugu State people have a new phase of educational background. And it will be a good thing for another government to come to sustain. It does not mean whether you are a fan or a close friend of Pitamba. But once it's a good thing in the state, we should all join hands together to sustain it.
All right. Honorable, you're still in the PDP.
Yes, of course, I am.
You're the coordinator of deputy coordinator of concerned PDP stakeholders in Enugu State.
Yes.
What is this about?
Yes, the concerned citizens of PDP in Enugu State are the original PDP members, the die-hard PDP members, the PDP member who said that if anybody leaves PDP to go to any party, will still remain in PDP, including the governor that was rumored that he'll be going into APC or into any. It's just a rumor. I keep telling people that as long as the governor remains the governor of Enugu State, he is the leader of PDP. But if he's leaving PDP today to another party, there are, the aborigines, there are the fundamental members of PDP who said on PDP we stand. I know there was a time when there was almost nothing like PDP. It was only people like Nyesom Wike, them, count them, there are some of them who insisted on PDP will remain. And that is why you're still hearing about PDP today. All right. So we are the people who said on PDP, even if it is the last, we are to be 2 or 3 standing on the line. If they leave PDP to any party they like, oh, good and fine. We are the people that will hold the tenets of PDP in Enugu State.
All right, that speaks to the fact that there's a concern, there's an issue.
Yes.
Are you scared or you're afraid that Governor Pitamba is most likely to join his colleagues and defend APC?
No. Pitamba is a citizen of Nigeria, and he has the constitutional right to join any party he likes. Some people have joined one parties more. Atiku has joined, I think, more than 4 times, run in and run out. So the governor of Enugu State, it is his constitutional right to move to any party of his choice where he feels there is a light at the end of the tunnel.
But honorable,
so, but I'm coming. I am not afraid. That is why we are the people who said we want to maintain the tenets of PDP. We want to ensure that even if the fire remains the last charcoal, we keep fanning that charcoal until it blossoms. That we are not moving anywhere. we are not going outside anywhere apart from PDP, even if it's the last person that stands.
Honorable Nick will be will be the last man standing. Is that to say that should tomorrow the governor moves, Honorable Nick will still remain in PDP?
Jesus Christ. I'm saying it, I've said it in NTA, I've said it in DSTV, I've said it in the radio and everywhere. Governor has his executives, he has the local government chairman, he has their supporters and whatever. Yes, who may wish to move with him to any political party. It does not stop our one-on-one relationship. But I said and I maintain before the world that on PDP we stand. We can stay in PDP to make corrections. Those things that anybody may be running away from, they are not, incorrectable. We can correct those things and then ensure that things have been put in place. I've said it on the air. If the governor reports that anybody is putting finger in his eyes that is trying to push him out of PDP, I will match more than 1,000 men from Enugu State to go and meet that person who said that governor should leave, so that we can appeal to the governor not to go anywhere. But if the governor insists that maybe party A or party B or C is where he finds succor or where he can actualize his dream, I wish him well. But on PDP, I stand with my group.
All right, Honorable, this is strange, given that I've interviewed a lot of men, I've interacted with many who said that Governor Peter Mbai is the party. Wherever he goes, they go. But now you said you will be the last man standing in PDP.
Yes.
But is it not worrisome that your party is in crisis?
There's no party that has never been in crisis. Call the party, call it APC, call it PDP, call it Labour Party. There's no party in Nigeria that has never been into one or two crises. And at the end of the day, they resolve and get back to their house and they amend their house. So PDP will still bounce back. Just like the Labour Party, they've been in a lot of litigation in the Labour Party. Just like in APC, there have been problems who to be the national chairman at the end of the day. So there's no party without an iota of a problem. And at the end of the day, they resolve and their party continues.
You see your party resolving these issues when a member of NEC of your party at the national has come publicly to say that he will stop at nothing to see that the opposition or the leading APC presidential candidate, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, emerges in 2027. This man sits in your neck and has given your party conditions which may not be tenable before your assumed convention of November 15 and 16th in Ibadan.
You are talking about Nyesom Wike?
Sure.
The former governor of Rivers State,
Yes.
who is now the minister
Yes.
of the FCT. Let me tell you something. Everybody is entitled to his opinion. Nyesom Wike stands to show PDP that you cannot eat your cake with left hand and you collect it with your right hand.
You support him?
I am coming. I'm not supporting. I'm making assertions. When Nyesom Wike were sponsoring the different governors from different states in the elections, they were clapping hands for him. When Nyesom Wike was supporting and ensuring that some people become members of the National Executive Council, National Working Committee, BOT members, putting in his money, they were clapping hands. And now, in all, Nyesom Wike holds all of them on the neck. Who are they now to begin to try him? When election of Rivers State, that they say it was won by the Labour Party, but at the end of the day, they declared the APC, that Nyesom Wike has hand in it. Who among these PDP people that are making noise that came up to probe Nyesom Wike or to try him that he did anti-party? Nobody. They were silent because of this information I gave you now, that he supported all of them. So how can you have a lizard in your house and you allow it to grow to crocodile? And when it became a crocodile, it begin to shout foul? No. Nyesom Wike is standing on justice. He is standing on the Constitution. How can somebody who was, let me take for instance, in the South East here, the Southeastern leader of PDP, Ali Odefa, he was suspended by his word, and the thing continued to linger until the thing went to court, and they warned him, and the Supreme Court gave verdict about him. That is no more the Southeast PDP chairman, the zonal chairman. And he's still showing himself. And Wike is saying, on that court process, he stands. Supreme Court, I'm not talking about High Court. How can we cover it? You come to issue of Samuel Anyanwu, who was the PDP National Secretary. Sam Anyanwu went to contest for an election as governorship election. And when he failed, he came back to take his position as the secretary of PDP. They started crying for him, saying no. Forgetting that the PDP constitution says the person that wants to contest to any of these high positions may resign. Mark the word. So the Sam Anyanwu group capitalized on that word, may. And then when he finished, he came back to contest his position. And one of our brothers called Sondudo Okoye, you know, struggled with him. The governor supported him and the rest of the people in the southeast. But at the end of the day, Sam Anyanwu also, with that word, may, won at the Supreme Court. So tell me why Wike will not insist that whatever is the verdict of Supreme Court should stand. And people see him as a tiger in the forest. And so, when you're talking about Nyesom Wike, there are areas that make Nyesom Wike bad, and there are areas that make even me bad. There are areas that makes you good or bad. So Nyesom Wike stood on this and said, if it's not according to the Constitution, he might decide to go to court.
Now, Honorable.
Go ahead and ask me.
The concerned PDP
yes.
in Enugu, where do they stand in all this?
The concerned PDP in Enugu, they are not into legal battle with anybody. Our own is that we want to hold our PDP like a newborn baby, a baby without father and mother. We are not looking for anybody's sponsor. We are not looking for anybody to clap hand. We only said, let PDP be PDP. We cannot close PDP because there are other interests that want to move to other parties. We remain in PDP, and on PDP we stand.
All right. Some have argued that your party zoning its 2027 presidential slot to the south is a ploy to declare support for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Okay. There's something we normally say in this world, when we matter. When we matter means that there's nothing you do to human beings or people of this world to satisfy them. In the previous election, they said the North don't want to the South to bring a presidential candidate. Even Wike was angry with Atiku Abubakar because Atiku Abubakar wanted it to be from the North again. That was why Atiku Abubakar emerged under PDP. Until when people saw what Wike and the G5 governors were, requesting that they should allow the South to produce the presidency in PDP. That's why they made a U-turn this time to say we are zoning it to the South. Remember, they were crying about the previous North Abubakar. Now, if they had allowed the thing to remain in the North again, it would have been the same hue and cry that they have allowed the North again to produce presidential candidate. Now that they have allowed the South to go and bring presidential candidate in this, people are saying it's a ploy to enable Ahmed Tinubu to win the election. So, what do we do to make people happy or to satisfy people? What we should be talking about is having a credible candidate from the Southeast. A credible candidate from the Southeast or even from the South that can stand and challenge the presidential candidate of a APC. That's what we should be clamoring for. I'm not saying they want to bring it to the South for Tinubu to take it back to the North. It will even be better for them. So we are all along we've been saying that we have not been given opportunity in the South, especially in the Southeast, to produce a presidential candidate. Now the opportunity has come. We will continue to cry wolves as against when it was in the North, during the time Atiku Abubakar takes it on. So I think we should give our people a chance. We should look for a credible candidate from inside PDP to come and contest this election.
Speaking to credible candidates,
yes.
Do you support the call for former President Goodluck Jonathan to come back as your presidential candidate?
You are too far. So you never heard that I have intention of contesting presidential election.
I've not heard you declare.
Okay, you should hear it today.
Are you declaring for the position?
When the time comes, I am coming. So when you're talking about Jonathan is very far.
But is the call from your party members?
I am coming. People are making their intentions known. I am telling you my own. Even you, if they give you the position the backing to be the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, you have all it takes to be the president of Nigeria.
I'm not a politician.
Must you be a politician? Must you be a politician? Was Aneke a politician?
Okay. having said that, Honorable.
Yeah.
What's your position, and what will be the position of PDP in Southeast, owing to the call from former Minister of Information, Professor Jerry Gana, having heard from former Governor of Jigawa State, Sule Lamido, that former Governor of Anambra State, Peter Obi, should return to PDP. Are you favorably disposed to him coming back and possibly?
Now you have asked me an intelligent question. I think I am happy with this your question. If Peter Obi comes into PDP, Peter Obi will make a giant footprint. Peter Obi will make what we call a lion scratch on the skin of an animal. Peter Obi has created impact all through Nigeria. Peter Obi has come to prove that without money, people could be voted in or trusted. That's why they used to call him the president who doesn't give shishi. If Peter Obi comes, it is not an issue of Labour Party. Peter Obi, if he comes, is coming with the strength and legaria of the obedient movement. And mind the obedient movement are people from different political parties, people who are not even partisan, artisans everywhere. They are this movement. So these people are still standing on the ground. So whichever party Peter Obi goes, I am envisaging that the remnants of this movement will go with him, coupled with the people in that party. So I think Peter Obi will have a better advantage than myself, who doesn't have that kind of movement. I only have my mouth and then my friends all over Nigeria.
And you have your followers as well.
That's what I'm saying, that my followers may be just very minute compared to Peter Obi's followers. Okay. So I think it will be an advantage. That of good luck, Jonathan. If I'm in a position, I will beg Jonathan to, to sustain the tempo of his honor in Nigeria and the entire world. I will plead with him to remain an elderly statesman, which he is, remain a man of integrity, which he is, remain a man who could be seen as a political solution in situations like what happened during his time. I think with this, people should allow people, anybody from, I'm not just hinging on Peter Obi, but anybody who is credible from the Southeast to contest this election.
All right, having said that, let's go back again. Let's take a step backwards.
Okay.
Your NEC member, financier of your party, has said he's coming back, will kill PDP. Yes, Aneke.
I am coming. That is his opinion. Are you getting me? It is his opinion. And let us, one thing he has not made open for we to understand is why would he kill PDP? And I want to say, why is people scared of P2B? I am not a member of the Labour Party. I am not a fan of any of these people. There are other people. What of the former governor of Enugu State? Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi, is he not capable of leading? You are forcing me to talk. Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi, the former governor, is capable of being the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Honorable, this is insight.
Are you getting me?
This is insight. You can talk.
No, we are talking.
This is the insight.
So, it's not just about P2B. Even the APC minister from the current administration, Uche Nnaji is capable of being the president. It doesn't matter whose horse is God. Are you getting me?
I'm with you.
Yes, some of these ex-governors, even Sullivan Chime. But let us start from the known to the unknown.
All right.
Are you getting me? So it doesn't matter what people think about people, but the credibility of a man's integrity lies on what the person has been able to do in the past, his antecedents. Are you getting me?
All right.
So if the Southeast will be honest with themselves, people like the former governor of Enugu State, can be president. Uche Naji, the minister of labor, could be the president. And there are a lot of credible people in Enugu, from Enugu State or from the south, or I mean from the southeast. Mention many of them. So forget about anybody talking about Peter Obi. Peter Obi has his background far beyond some of the people I mentioned. But somebody that don't have background today could have a background tomorrow. Peter Obi didn't just. Peter Obi was a governor of Anambra State. His supporters didn't just jump from the sky. It is gradually. So if I see people that could stand behind me or behind some of the people I mentioned, they could do exploit. Right. Honestly speaking, when you hear them speaking, when you hear them talking.
All right. Before I come to a very important issue.
Please go ahead.
Let me, since we are talking about parties, the coalition called the ADC.
Okay.
Do you think they will be able to dislodge the PDP and make inroad in 2027?
Dislodge the PDP or dislodge every other party?
Let's start with the PDP because these are mainly your former members.
Okay, let me tell you what's happening about ADC. There was an intention they had about ADC when ADC first started, that it's going to be an all-inclusive state party. But at the end of the day, from your own analysis, you can see that the thing is gradually shifting northwards. Go and look at it. The thing is gradually shifting northwards because of Atiku Abubakar. The thing is gradually shifting northwards because of El-Rufai. The thing is gradually shifting northwards because of the former Senate president, who is their current chairman, David Mark. Then you go into the APC bloc. The APC bloc is gradually shifting down west and spreading a little to the east. It's a good analysis I'm giving you. So if the ADC has started with the tempo with which everybody saw it, it would have been like the obedient movement.
All right.
But when the center cannot hold, China Achebe said things will start falling apart.
Okay. Having said that, we are talking the southeast now. There's a worrisome issue that has been in the front burner in the southeast over time immemorial. Aneke is doing voter registration exercise.
Okay.
The numbers from the southeast is not encouraging.
Okay.
Enugu State in particular.
Okay.
It has to take the likes of El-Rufai to go to Imo State and preach to them there to participate in the voter registration exercise.
Okay.
Honorable Nick, is it not worrisome that with this attitude that we cannot make inroad in national politics?
Well, somebody said once beaten, twice shy. The apathy in voters' registration is not unconnected with the treatments the Southeasterners have been receiving after every election. You see a local government that will vote, or a state perhaps that will vote and have up to maybe 20 or 30 million voters. And at the end of the day, they will say that that state, the party that holds sway in that state, did not win. Take issue of P2B, for instance. Take issue of what happened in River State, for instance. People will vote, be with their voting strength, carry their records to show they win. At the end of the day, different thing is declared. And it makes some people to begin to feel that, are we falling back? Are we moving backward or forward in electioneering in Enugu State? So it's good to advertise for voters' education or registration of voters. But it's more important to have what we call electoral reform in Nigeria. Electoral reform where the president will not have an absolute power over INEC. Electoral reform where the president can no longer appoint the INEC chairman. Electoral reform where people's vote counts. From their ward, election will be declared. At their local government, election will be declared. At the state, election will be, and at the end of the day, the whole thing will be collated. Not a place whereby you hear that Beaver works here. Beaver did not work here. Manual collation was done there, and the electronic collation. No, there should be harmony. There should be harmony in all these things so that Nigerians will have confidence in the electoral system. There should be amended electoral laws to ensure that this thing I'm saying are done. It's not what the government can just get up and say, we have done this. No, it has to go back to the National Assembly, where they have to review the Constitution and, of course, the strength of INEC, the strength of the president towards INEC, and some of these things that needed to be done to be harmonized to ensure that people are not disenfranchised at the end of every election. That is what is causing this empathy in registration of voters.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Honorable, speaking to reforms, before I let you go, for once of time, let me read something to you.
Okay.
Local government chairmen who overestimate their autonomy may face election crisis. With this, is credited to you, Honorable.
Okay.
It seems we are speaking to reform. It seems you're not in support of autonomy for local governments.
We didn't discuss about autonomy. Remember, we are talking about electoral reforms and what have you. But
Yes,
if you want to talk
we're
about,
talking about
if you want to
reforms.
talk
Yes.
about local government autonomy, I will educate you small.
Yes. Now, you've spoken to reforms,
Yes.
the electoral, the voter, why
Okay.
the party.
Okay.
So I'm taking you now on reforms. It's on the front burner
concerning the
local government.
Okay. 1999 Constitution created 3 tiers of government, and of which the local government is the 3rd tier. That's the federal, the state, and the local government. But since then, the local government has been in the pocket of the state governors. And people have been clamoring or agitating. Why should they call it a 3rd tier of government when it doesn't have a government of its own? And that was why the thing went to National Assembly. After National Assembly, it went to the Supreme Court, granting autonomy to the local government. And I stood in NTA in some television to tell people that there's difference between administrative autonomy and the financial autonomy in local government. Listen to me very well. If you give a local government financial autonomy, let your allocation be coming direct from the federal government, you have not given the local government administrative autonomy, where the state will not have hand in the administration of the local government, by appointing local government chairman, by arranging the elections, and what have you. So until, I repeat to Nigerians, until local government gains both financial and administrative autonomy, the thought of government will be as good as being moribund. Because if you do anything as a local government chairman, the governor will remove you. Even some of them that are receiving the allocation directly from the federal allocations, they don't tamper it without liaison with the governors. If you do that, the next election, you may not see yourself on the table. So you must be open, allow the government to be dialoguing with you in terms of whatever comes to the local government. But if you say you want to do it alone, that any money comes to the local government because they are giving local government autonomy, you want to hold it, you earn to nothing. I was a local government chairman. I started from being a deputy before I became the chairman of the council. So I am speaking from experience. If you said, we have financial autonomy, our allocation is coming from the federal, if you tamper with that money without the directive of the state, you are finished. But the state will not come openly to attack you. But they will tell you, so amount that came in, so go to so deduction is to be made. It's only yes that will be coming out of your mouth.
All right.
And if you go beyond that, don't think about the next election.
All right.
Even if you stay to the end of the tenure where you are.
All right. Honorable, we're out of time. But before I let you go, your final word on the performance of PDP in Enugu State. Should the election be called tomorrow, do you think the PDP would win, even if this governor moves to the APC?
There are 2 things to this. People say that in time of crisis, you do not keep cooking pepper soup in your house. When there is crisis, even if it's unubu or herbs, you eat and let the war continue. But if you go down to start making merry when you have problem, there is a problem. The exit of Pitamba, if he does, I repeat, it will shake PDP in Enugu State. Especially the foundation he has laid in terms of infrastructure development. But when one door is closed, another is open. If Pitamba lives by the right-hand side, you will see people that will come in through the right-hand side.
All right.
So PDP in Enugu State will survive, though they will struggle and suffer, but it will not level of failure will not be as expected by opponents. On PDP, we stand, and we cannot leave PDP because anybody is intending to leave PDP. We will hold the tenets and constitution of PDP to the end, even if it's only one man standing on the line. On PDP, Nichols Zonsi stands.
All right, you've heard that. On PDP, he stands. On PDP, they stand. This is where we'll draw the curtain today on the insight. Remember, on the insight, your opinion, your voice matters. Let us know what you think about this issue, about this topic, on our Aneke TV, on our Instagram, Facebook, X, TikTok, and YouTube. You've heard from the man himself. We've been speaking to Honorable Nick Ozonsi, former chairman of Udi local government, a political analyst, and currently the deputy coordinator concerned PDP stakeholders in Enugu State. Honorable, it's been wonderful speaking to you.
Chief Uche, thank you very much.
We pray and we hope to see more of you.
Thank you.
There are a lot of issues to cover, and we are openly inviting you to interact
From
with
time to time, just you call me, I'll be available to visit your
Honorable.
studio.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, and your lovable staffs.
Thank you, sir.
The red cap is a powerful symbol of authority, tradition, and chieftaincy. It signifies leadership, cultural identity, and a connection to the ancestors. The red cap is primarily worn by men who hold traditional titles, such as Nze, Ozo, Ichie, Chief, Onyish. The number of eagle feathers on the cap can denote the wearer's status within the chieftaincy system. The red cap comes in different shapes, and each shape represents a particular hierarchy in the traditional institution in Igbo land.
Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of Teens Fun Hub, coming your way on Aneke TV. At Teens Fun Hub, we discuss and dissect matters concerning teenagers, their lifestyle, their education, relationship, fears and challenges, name it all. We talk about all of them here at Teens Fun Hub. You're welcome once again to another edition this week. I hope you enjoyed the edition we brought to you last week. It was fully loaded, and this time around, we are coming in with another load of exciting entertainment. I need you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. I remain your host, your guide, your favorite auntie, Auntie Oyi. We'll be going over for a short break, and after that, we'll start in the engine. Sit back and enjoy. Welcome back. If you are just joining us, this is Teens Fun Hub on Aneke TV. Now we are on to the past heroes segments. Do you know your past heroes? Do you know their achievements? Do you know their contributions to the society? I want you to sit back and listen to Ifoma as she educates you about our past heroes. Welcome once again.
Thank you, Auntie Oyi. I'm very, very excited to be here. Hello, viewer. My name is Ubi Foma, and I'm going to take you on the segment Past Heroes and Their History. On today's segment, I'm going to talk about Oyeka Owenu. Oyeka Owenu was born on 31st January 1952 in Anambra State. Her family roots hails from Aro in the Izogu in Idato North, Imo State. Her father, an educator and a politician, died in a car accident when she was about 4 years. She was raised in Port Harcourt in Rivers State. Education. Oyeka Owenu obtained a bachelor's degree in International Relations and Communication from Wellesley College, Massachusetts, and a Master for Arts in Media Study from New School for Social Research in New York. Careers and achievements. Oyeka Owenu has a multifaceted careers like acting, activism, music, public service, and broadcasting. These are her key accomplishments and her contribution. Music. Oyeka Owenu emerged as a significant figure in Nigeria in 1980s. These are some of her music that made her famous. One Love, You and I, Dancing in the Sun, For the Love of You, etc. She collaborated with King Sunny Ade, a major musician, on songs like Wait For Me and Choices, contributing to public health and social message. Her music often deals with social issues, human rights, children's welfare, HIV and AIDS awareness, peace and mutual coexistence, broadcasting and journalism. Oyeka Owenu worked for NTA, Nigerian Television Authority, as a reporter, newsreader, and a broadcaster. She wrote and presented the Nigerian document, A Squandering of Riches, in 1982. This documentary criticized corruption and governance issues in Nigeria. Acting and film. Oyeka Owenu acted in many Nollywood movies. These are some of her notable titles: Widow's Court, Half of a Yellow Moon, Rising Moon, Foreigner's God, Ijawele, and Lionheart. In 2016, Oyeka Owenu won an African Movie Academy Award for the Best Actress in a Supporting Role for Widow's Court, and she was nominated as the Best Actress in a leading role for Rising Moon. Public service and activism. Oyeka Owenu served as a chairperson for the Imo State Council for Arts and Culture. In 2013, she was appointed Executive Director and Chief Executive Officer of the National Center for Women Development in Abuja. Legacies and honor. Oyeka Owenu had a honorific MFR, Member of Order of Federal Republic of Nigeria. She is known for standing up for artists, and she earned a nickname, Elegant Stallion, because of her grace, her powers in many fields, and her great personality. Her songs are well loved, spanning generation, and she's considered a cultural icon in Nigeria and beyond. End and death. Oyeka Owenu died on 30th July in 2024. She collapsed after performing at a birthday party in Lagos, and she was taken to Reddington Hospital, where she later died. On 30th of August 2024, she was buried privately as requested. And this is the end of my segment today. I hope you are thrilled by by the information I gave you about Mrs. Oyeka Owenu. And now I'm going to hand over to the next segment, Entertainment G's. Over to you, Miss Princess.
Thank you, Ify. I hope you enjoyed the segment. Welcome. Hi viewer, my name is Annie Princess, and today I'll be taking you on Entertainment Gist. I will be telling you about Aneke, cause I guess you don't know much about her. Aneke, whose real name is Uchechi Okonkwo Treasure, is a very talented Nigerian child actress, teen model, brand influencer, entertainer, and I guess you don't also know that she's a gospel artist. Aneke started her acting career at a very young age and had featured in over 100 Nollywood movies. In 2024, Aneke won the Best Teen Actress Award at both the Nollywood Travel Film Festival and the Nollywood Film Investment Summit and Award. Aneke's rise to fame can be attributed to a couple of notable films like The Seven Rose, Good Doctor, Chifimo and Aneke, and This Very Christmas, and most importantly, her early online presence. Before her acting breakthrough, she was already creating waves online by being a comedian in YouTube and also gaining popularity by creating covers of songs by artists like Mercy Chinwo and Chioma Jesus. Aneke's net worth is said to be around $50,000 to $70,000. Aneke's charming personality and dedication made her a beloved figure in Nigerian entertainment. I hope you enjoyed my gist for today. Be ready for another gist, same time next week, for another Berekete gist of another teen celebrity. I'll be handing over to Antioyi.
Thank you so much, Princess, for that wonderful rendition. I actually learned so much from you today. I mean, I never really knew who Aneke was until today. Like, I never took my phone to browse who she is. But today, I can actually assure you that I've learned, at least if you ask me, who is this lady, I can tell you who she is. Well, thank you so much for that. We really appreciate you. Now we are moving on to the next segment, which is the discussion segment. And today, we'll be dissecting something. We'll be discussing about something, a very important topic, a very crucial topic. I mean, today in Nigeria, we have a lot of complaining adults who complain bitterly. They complain bitterly about their past. I mean, any adult, some adults in their 50s and 60s today, when you ask them, what is your biggest regrets? What is your mistakes? If we rewind time now, what will you do? They will tell you, when I was so and so age, if I did this, I would have been happier. If I did this, I would have been happier. But come on, we can actually stop that at a very tender age. So today, we are talking about something that is going to help you not to make the same mistakes the adults are making. Today, we are talking about time management. And I hope you are ready to learn about time management. Joining me in the studio today are some vibrant and intelligent teenagers who will be teaching us by their experience. Wow, okay. So, you've heard what the topic is. It is a very important topic. I believe you confirm that too, right? Yeah. So, you know, teenagers generally, they think they have not started life. But in this program, we want to tell them that once you are out of your mommy's belly, life has started for you. But the thing is, it's stage by stage. So, in the teenage stage, what we are looking out for is learning. I mean, there's a time you will get in life and the society will now be demanding from you. But if you're not fully prepared about this time or that season in your life, you will not really have anything much to give out to the society. So, I believe we understand that teenagers are supposed to be like, you're supposed to be getting in, you're supposed to be garbaging in at this stage. So, I want to ask the first question. I'll start with you. Okay, I'll start with you because you're very close to me. So, when did you realize that you need to start managing your time? When did it occur to you that you have to start managing your time?
Okay, I realized that I should manage my time properly during my last birthday. So on my birthday, I decided to have a rethink of how I've spent the past years of my life. And it occurred to me that I've wasted a whole lot of times doing irrelevant things, scrolling on the internet, having discussions that won't add any value to my life. And at that point, I just said to myself, girl, if you don't stop this, you're going to be useless. I just had to tell myself the truth. And on that day also, a memory flashed back to my mind. I remember something that happened in 2023. So 2023, my spiritual director took me to a graveyard and we went around, we had a little tour there, and he said, Calista, here lies thousands of unused talents. And that really hits me. And I thought of how it would look if I go back to my creator without achieving the purpose which he created me for. And I knew that I can't achieve anything wasting time. I have to make proper use of my time if I want to be relevant to the society. So that was the point, my last birthday.
Wow.
Yeah.
My God. She said something that struck me. She said they went to the graveyard and he told you that a lot of talents are lying down here. Unused talents. So how do we now use talents? Like, that means if you don't start doing anything with your time, you will end up like them. I mean, that's a serious thing, though, but it's actually so heartbreaking that it's not all teenagers that see this from your own light. Because I know of people that don't even think in this light at all. They don't even imagine it. Ah, my God. All right, thank you so much, Calista.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. So, I think I'll still direct this question to you. Since you have realized that time management is essential, what have you started doing? What are the things, what are your strategies to, start managing your time? How are you going on with it?
Okay. When I realized that if I don't take proper use of my time, I would end up being useless, I started being intentional on how I spend my time. Every day I have a to-do list. Although when I started newly, I was not consistent. And another thing, I made the to-do list so complicated. I didn't make it realistic. So it was really tough for me. But when I realized that if I make this to-do list, if I reduce the tasks I add there, I would achieve it. I would achieve everything that I wanted to do on that day. I started doing it, and there has been a whole lot of changes in my life.
Because I'm tempted to ask you, do you even have a to-do list?
Well,
do you have a
I'm
to-do
a guy.
list? You're a guy.
So, it's normal for us.
Not to have a to-do list.
The to-do list.
It's not for you.
My dear, if I get I know if you do.
It's not for you.
Understand.
Okay, so she said something like, having a list of things, unrealistic lists that she might never come to. Yeah. Maybe she'll write something like, read for 8 hours.
Yeah, she's actually sincere. She's actually sincere by saying
read
unrealistic.
for 8 hours. But actually, in real life, she's only studying for 2 hours.
1 hour. 1 hour.
So she might actually be studying for just 2 hours, and she'll write there because that is what she wants.
Yes.
That's the picture she wants. I mean, she's going somewhere, and she has seen that if I want to get to where I'm going to, it's 8 hours that will help me. But personally, I realized something. You don't start from the roof to build a house.
Yes.
You actually start from the ground level. You might start with that 1 hour. Before you know it, you're engrossed. 2 hours has passed. 3 hours has passed.
Yes.
And then that's how time goes. All right. We'll be taking the next question. And that is you, Sir Collins. The way I'm looking at you, I don't know what to say, but I will reserve my comments. So, okay, before I ask this question, do you have a time thief in your life? Is there something you are doing, something you do a person you used to talk to, is there something that always takes your time away? And you will not even realize that time is passing, but you are busy doing that thing. Just, do you have?
Well, I won't say I have.
Oh, you don't have?
You get, because I once had,
Okay.
when all I had to do was go to Facebook, go to YouTube, go to X,
Social media.
the
That's
social media.
the
You
main
understand?
time tip.
So, but at a point, man, if you find money for important something, you know, see, my dear, no be person go tell you, you have to work hard for something like this.
So
actually,
let me say this thing. This guy is
you
not
understand?
talking like a teenager.
So, you have to see some certain things and, put more interest on them than, all this. You just go to social media and look at people that has already made their own life. You understand? So, you now have to talk to yourself. You really have to talk to yourself, and then you see there are some irrelevant things you have to drop so as to be able to move forward in life. And that was what I did. So that's why I said I am not sure I really have such. You understand? So that's it.
So you said social media
Yes.
was
Yes,
your time
was.
tip.
It's not that I don't go there now, but
Yeah, I
the
get.
duration
I
of
get.
yes.
So currently you have overcome.
Yes.
So how did you overcome it? Because I know some teenagers out there will be like, Mommy too, sometimes I'll just sit down, lie down. What am I doing? I'm just pressing my phone. I'm just pressing my phone. So how did you go on with it? Like, how did you escape from this distraction?
Okay. Maybe I should say it wasn't actually my fault. I didn't actually do it intentional. It just seemed like maybe it was something they thought it would be good for me. You understand? So those criminals, they actually dealt with me, but I am enjoying it now because I went somewhere and on coming back, my phone got stolen. You understand? And I was without the phone for like 2 years. You understand? So I had to forget anything about
Android.
Yes. And there was not even like the button phone. There was none for me. You understand? So I went into learning a skill. I'm actually a graphic designer. I entered the media field. So you see that there, like, it's that place isn't necessary. You understand? Because if you go there, I think it should be better to go there to find people you want to emulate, not just to go there and wallow away your time. You understand? So that was how it happened.
Okay, what about you, Blessing? How did you unwrap this distraction in your life? Because I know you have one. It could be that same social media, but don't tell me. I don't want to know your secrets. Tell me how you overcame the distraction.
Firstly, I said to myself, how did these people in social media, like, how did they just sit and just make a video and I will sit down whole day and just while away my time and watch them? It's just like wasting my own time and listening to them making their own money out there. So it was like a day I just said to myself, it's better I just wake up and try doing things on my own, like try and make things that I can do. Like I started following my mom to work because staying at home it's just like wasting your time because you won't do anything at home. So I had to follow my mom to work. Going to work doesn't mean that I cannot press my phone there, but there is time for everything. You can't be working and be pressing your phone. It doesn't make sense. So I had to just focus my mind on one thing, that is to work. So at the end of the day, you realize that I didn't press a phone for like 2 hours, but I worked like 12 hours. Things like that. You know that it's overcoming it a little. So that is how I just realized that keeping all these social medias, because it's actually a burden, and oh god, it's actually something that really wasted my time a lot. So I feel like working and not being on my phone always, it's actually helped me a lot.
I must commend you. You said something that ministered to my spirit. She said, and I said to myself, just like the prodigal son, you came back to your senses. And you said that word kept coming to me. Immediately you released it, it was as if it was coming directly to me.
Yeah.
And I believe we are now trying to say to ourselves, we're now trying to pick out those things, those time thieves that are taking away our time, our value, our resource. I know you are adjusting your life as you hear us say these things. All right, we'll move over to the next question. So, okay, this is something I used to do a lot of times, and I used to wonder. In fact, I'm not wondering. I know you people used to do it. You set alarm. You will set alarm because I believe sometimes we don't really. It's as if it's not when we are sleeping. We don't even remember that time is actually ticking.
Yes.
So you don't even want any distraction because anything at that moment is distracting your sleep. You will set alarm. One name, Tetenora. You will wake up and you will snooze it and go back to sleep.
My alarm says wake up. You understand? But you know that's feeling when like maybe you are having a dream, maybe when you are building a mansion, you know, something like that. And then the alarm is there, and I'll be like, hi, what the fuck is this coming? I'll just stand. I keep sleeping. You understand? So like the alarm, I don't even snooze. I tend to turn off my phone.
You will turn it.
Yeah.
I knew it. I knew there was something with you the moment I saw you. And there was something odd with you. So okay. Whenever you now snooze your alarm, let's say you just you say you off your own. You don't. I used to snooze my own. I used to snooze my own. So anytime you off your alarm, how does the day now turn out? Because
to be honest, the day it just feels like you wake up from the wrong side of the bed. You know, everything just
upside down.
There is nothing going the way it's meant to go. Like
because the alarm was meant to start.
Yes, but once I turned it off, I disorganized my day.
It's like saying after A we have B then C. But when you now turn off the alarm, you have removed A.
Yes,
and then you're starting with B.
Yes, and then shifting the C to E. You understand?
Okay, so how do you feel? I'll ask you this question. How do you feel? Because time is money. Sure. I believe that whoever said that thing had something else in mind. Yes. Maybe that person was trying to say something, but the closest thing he could relate time with was money. And I found out that it is true. Maybe time is not exactly money, but time is a currency. So, let's say you snoozed at your alarm and you were supposed to go for an event. You're supposed to go for an event. So, after, I'm actually guilty of this. So, as I'm talking to you, it's as if it's bouncing back at me. So, after you have snoozed your alarm and you get to that event. So, now we're not talking about how scattered your day has been because you turned off the alarm. You got there, let's say, late. You got to the event you were planning to go for, late. How does it feel? Now, hold on. You're going to tell me the different feelings you have when you come for an event. Like, let's say 5 minutes. Tell me about the fresh air, the ventilation you feel, and when you just rush in. See, I'm here for this program. Like, tell me the difference. I want to know.
Okay, I think I'll tell you a story. I have had that particular, how will I say it, like that feeling both when I was going to school and to a special event. That was meant to be my first time being someone's, you know, at a wedding, the men on suits. You understand? So, but actually it didn't work out because I was really late. You understand? So the guy was now like, Collins, Afana, you don't want me to that. And I was like, I came early now, and he said, take your time. Then, like, they were done with the mass, going for the reception when I came. You understand? So he was actually disappointed, and at the same time I wasn't happy because it would have been a pleasure, you understand, to be a man on suit for the guy. Then, on the other hand, the day I went to school late, because I actually slept early at night, though. That's the funny part. And there's this dream. You know, there are some dreams you have like this,
This one
and
you're always
like,
talking about dream. I feel you like
I think
sleeping.
sometimes my
You love sleeping,
I
no?
enjoy it.
Try this. I think you said social media. I'm not sure it's social media that is your time.
No, wait.
Sleep.
You know, sleep is really it has really dealt with me, honestly. So, but when I got to school, after I was rushing actually, because when I woke up I realized that, man, so I tried to buckle up and then get to school. On getting to school, my first class has ended. And joining the second one, they were now like asking a question from the past one. And to be honest, sleep came again in the class.
Ha! I said it. I was right.
You understand? So trying to sleep again in the class and then asking the question, thinking I was there in the first class. Man, I disgraced my damn self inside the class, you understand? So, and you know that feeling when, like, you say something and everybody in the class laughs at you. You know that?
Yes,
you
I
understand?
do.
So, I think, well, let's stop here for now.
All right, Kalista, what about you? You have any experience to share with us when you came late and, versus when you came early, maybe 5 minutes?
Okay, when I was in school, I was a well-known latecomer. I was known for that, actually. And it wasn't good at all. It got so bad that I couldn't go to school early, no matter the time I woke up, because it was already a part of me, and it was really bad. At a point, I was even praying about that. I said, no, what is this? So it doesn't give a good feeling at all. It doesn't give it. And at the point when they selected prefect during my set, I was given the post of a labor prefect, and you know what that means. I need to be coming on time. I'm the one that gives punishment.
That was God trying to help your life.
To latecomers. At first I couldn't still do it. Whenever I come to school, they're already catching latecomers, and as a prefect I just walk past. Go into my class. But at a point I decided to make a change. I said, no, I'm not giving a good example to my junior students. I have to change this. And I started waking up on time. I started, being fast during my church time. And that was how I overcame that. And I'm really excited about that. And the day I felt so good about that was when our English teacher, one day she came into the class and she was talking to the latecomers on that day, and she was not like, look at Ofia, she comes to school on time.
What a testimony.
So I was like, oh my God, is this possible? So yeah, that was it.
Wow. I was touched. I mean, I think it was God trying to bring you out of this dungeon of always coming to school late. And it actually worked. Anyway, we are gradually coming to an end of this segment. I believe you learned a lot from the experiences. But finally, we'll be asking this last question. The question is, from your experience, what is your advice to your fellow teenagers when it comes to the skill of time management, when it comes to time management? Blessing.
Okay, I would say that we should learn how to say no to some things, yes, because you will schedule things that you will do a day, and one of your friends will be like, hey man, let's just go out, will not take long, let's just go around and come back. You already know you have this time is for this and this time is for this. You just be like, okay, let me just give you 2 minutes, my dear. That 2 minutes, you spend more than an hour, and just to stroll along, just not like you just go out and go and come back. You have to be talking now, just, and you see, after doing those things, you realize that it's an hour and And for you to go back to that place, you see that you have things that you will not do very well. Then you just learn how to say no to some things. Yeah, I think that's well.
Learning how to say no. Thank you so much for that one lesson. Right, Collins.
Okay. For instance, if you were to be given 24 sweets to use for a whole day, you have to share it. Some for your homework, some for your games, and maybe some for your friends when they come around to play with you. That should also be the same thing when you are given 24 hours. You have to manage it accordingly. The bad news is time waits for no one, and the good thing is you are the pilot of that time. It's you to handle the 24 hours, not the other way around. So if you reach your turn, my dear teenager out there, waste your time, you understand? But as for me, I'm trying as much as possible not to waste my time. From the words of Gege, he always says, had I known would be the last statement of a fool. So I wish that you teenagers out there, my fellow teenagers, you learn how to manage your time, because it would benefit you in the future. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Collins. Thank you so much. I love this piece of advice. It's a touch of sarcasm there.
Thank you.
Alright, Calista.
Okay, one of the ways to, my advice to teenagers is to have self-control and also be disciplined. One of my major time thief, as you called it, wasn't social media. It was discussion, irrelevant discussion. I like talking. I just like discussing. I like talking, gossiping. It took most of my time. And sometimes I find myself discussing with people that I shouldn't discuss with, having conversations that I shouldn't have. And you know what the scripture says? The scripture says that when you discuss with fools, you become a fool too. So I wasn't just wasting my time, I was gradually becoming a fool. So when you waste your time, you are not just wasting the time, you are losing your values. Do you understand? Yes. So you have to be very intentional on how you spend your time. And time management is not just about the amount of work you do in a day. It's about achieving your goals and unlocking many potentials that you didn't know about. Thank you.
Wow. She said something. She loves talking. She's in the right place. Well, that brings this segment to an end. I believe you learned a lot from this segment. They taught you and they taught me, because I learned for myself. I mean, there are some things I'll start doing. These guys touched my soul today. They touched my soul. So in conclusion, I need you to know that success is a gradual process.
Yes.
It does not come by accident.
Yes.
Yes, you have a big dream of becoming a medical doctor, a lawyer, whatever that could be. You do not just start from maybe when you are 20 to start doing that. You start now. You start putting effort to your time. You start making good progress. So I want you to start now, to start building your life. Take your time seriously. Take your time seriously. Manage your time properly. Don't let it waste away. And I want you to finally remember, Rome was not built in a day. So that future will take time to mature. Until next time, I want you to sit back and enjoy the remaining segments we have on the show. Coming up next is the health tips. Health is wealth. Get ready for that session.
Thank you, Anthony, for handing over to me. Now I'm going to be taking you guys on the health tips segment. Today we're going to be discussing on tips to help you maintain a healthy relationship. So, a lot of times when we talk about relationship, what comes to our mind is romantic partnership. But no, relationship encompasses far more than that. It includes family bonds, friendships, professional connections, and lots more. So, nurturing healthy relationships helps you to build your mental and emotional well-being. So, with higher chances, when you have a healthy relationship, the higher chances of peaceful coexistence and a sound mind. So now, before we dive into the tips to help you maintain a healthy relationship, I want to give you guys 4 characteristics, 4 guidelines to know when you are in or out of a healthy relationship. First, open communication. 2, mutual trust. 3, support. 4, empathy. These are the 4 outlines to know when you are in or out of a healthy relationship. Then we're moving over to the tips to help you maintain a healthy relationship. 1, effective communication. Communication is the foundation of every relationship. We must learn to engage in authentic discussions that will build trust and understanding. We must learn to listen actively and to express ourselves clearly. Secondly, tolerance and acceptance. We must learn to recognize that everyone has their own different perspective and opinions. So we must learn to respect and accept differences. By so doing, we will grow together. And finally, respect for boundaries. We must establish and respect individual boundaries. Avoid arguing on every detail and prioritize mutual understanding. When we respect each other's needs, then we can achieve more on personal levels and strengthen our relationship. Finally, having a healthy relationship has a significant impact on our mental well-being. When you have a healthy relationship, you will experience reduced stress, increased happiness, and a sense of belonging. A sound mind and body are closely linked, so we should make sure to engage in relationships that build us and help us to live well. So, until I come your way next time, I remain Miss Uguchinaza. Remember, health is wealth. Stay safe. Now, I'll be handing over to Anthony to take us on the remaining part of the show. Sit back and stay tuned. Bye.
Thank you so much, Chinaza, for that lovely health tip. I hope you learned so much from that. I hope you learned that the relationships, the people you have around you, can actually influence your health. Thank you so much once again for that. Moving on into the talent display segment. And with me in the studio is...
Emmanuel C. Obudu.
Okay, Emmanuel C.E. Obudu, am I right?
Emmanuel C. Obudu.
C. Okay, you're welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Just give us a brief introduction about yourself.
I am a creative graphic designer and the creative mind behind Emmanuel Graphics.
Okay, just tell us what motivated you to start up this graphic design thing. Was it just inborn? Did you just start with the system and you found out that I'm good at this, or it was something you gave your time to start learning?
It is something I give my time to start learning, and I'm a creative person since birth. I have passion for creativity.
Okay, that's beautiful, because I believe that creative spirit in you will drive you into this graphic design. Am I correct? Okay, tell us about your mentors and how they have influenced your journey so far.
For mentors, I have about, there are many mentors I'm looking up to. There are many people in the industry I'm looking up to. I have Savitri in one, Popular again now, and there are many.
Okay, so how have these people influenced your journey?
Their presence on the online space, they are doing well there.
Okay, is there no one that you, like someone you always relate to, someone whenever you have difficulty in a task, you just reach out to him and say, please, I need your help, this, that?
Yes, my coach, Coach Victory.
Okay, can you tell us a little about Coach Victory?
He's a great man and a good coach also, and he's Africa Award graphic designer. Like he won an award in the industry for Africa.
Okay, I can see you have one of your designs with you. I think let me have. Okay. This is Happy Independence Day to Nigeria. This was designed by Emmanuel here with us in the studio. And Emmanuel, can you tell us, like, we already know that green is for Nigeria, but this lady here now, why is she sitting down? Why is her arms crossed on her shoulder? Can you like tell us what's bettered this stream of creativity?
This is just a sign to show that she feels relaxed in the country. She feels that there is peace. Why she is holding her flag, showing her love for the country.
Okay, her sitting down shows the peace in the country. Hey, I would have said something, but let it be. Her sitting down shows the peace we have in Nigeria, and then
there is no shaking. She's just relaxed.
Okay, she's just relaxed, and the arms shows love. I don't know if it's the current Nigeria or. All right, that's actually a beautiful one, and if you can see this design is actually out of this world. It's so beautiful. It's actually giving a message. So I think this is very beautiful. This is very beautiful. So your parents, are they in support of this career of yours, or are you just the man handling everything?
They're in support of it.
So tell us about your challenges so far in graphic designing.
My challenge so far as a graphic designer, I would say, is creative block. It's not every time the inspiration keeps flowing. So sometimes all you need to stop that challenges or the challenge is just to take some rest and come back.
Oh, by just taking rest, something comes back to your spirit and you're able to design more. So when you designed this thing, how did the inspiration come?
It was flowing.
It was flowing. So inside your head now, you were just believing that the peace and love in Nigeria was overflowing. Thank you so much for that. So what are your dreams, your aspiration? Where do you intend to go with graphic designing? Do you just intend to have it as a side hustle? Because that's what most people do, graphic designing as a side hustle. So what do you intend to do? What's your dream? Like, where do you intend to take this graphic designing? To the whole world, or just to people in Enugu?
To the world.
Oh, to the world. I love that dream. So how are you planning on taking it out to the world?
By building a strong online presence.
Building a strong online presence. Okay. How do you do that?
By sharing my work and impacting knowledge on people's lives in the industry online.
So what is your advice to the teenagers out there with hidden talents? They are not yet ready to unleash the things they have inside. What is your advice to them?
Well, I'll say to them, if there's anything watching that have passion for creativity or visuals, should start now, especially when it comes to designing. The person should start now, because you don't actually need a PC to start. You can start with your smartphone, then from there you can upgrade.
All right. Thank you so much, Emmanuel. Thank you so much for coming to the show. It was actually a nice time having Emmanuel here on the show with us in the Display of Talent segment. And that will be the end of this segment. We still have something else for you. One more segment, the Do You Know segment. A segment that opens us to a whole new world that we never knew of. Just sit back and enjoy as Chidebube unravels the things we do not know of. Thank you.
Thank you, Auntie Oyi. Welcome, viewers. My name is Miss Chidebe, and I'm going to be taking you on the segment, Do You Know? I hope you enjoyed my last topic where I talked about a lake in Tanzania that can turn animals into statues. Now today, I'll be sharing an interesting one with you. Do you know that there's a type of fungus that can actually turn insects into zombies? Firstly, I would like to define what a fungus is. A fungus is an organism that obtains its nutrients by decomposing organic materials or matter and forming symbiotic relationships with other animals, and also characterized by its unique cell walls and reproductive structures like spores. The fungus, scientifically referred to as Ophiocordyceps unilateralis, commonly known as the zombie ant fungus. This fungus infects carpenter ants and manipulates their behavior to facilitate its own reproduction. How this fungus works? The fungus infects ants through spores that attach to their exoskeletons and penetrates into their body using mechanical pressure and enzymes. The fungus grows and controls the insect's brain and motor function, causing it to seek out to an optimal location. Once the insect reaches to the ideal location, the fungus kills it. A stalk grows from the insect head, releasing new spores to attach and infect other nearby insects, and also continue the cycle. Watch out more Do You Know segments on Teens Fun Hub. Keep a day with me next week. Still your baby girl, Chidi Ebube. Now over to Auntie Oyi to continue with the show. Thank you.
And that brings us to the end of today's edition of Teens Fun Hub on Aneke TV. I hope you enjoyed yourself. We actually took you through a journey of past heroes, entertainment, discovery, and even health tips. We discussed about something, and I am sure you learned so much from it. Until next time, I would want you to keep a date with us. Follow us on our social media platforms on Instagram, Facebook, X, TikTok, YouTube on Aneke TV. Until next time, I remain your host, Auntie Onyi. Bye.
Ibai. Ekele mu. Ojo kwani eje gondo. Ndo ana atoka. Onye ana nke ya no na agwo. Ibai adino. Ogologo ndụ arụ ike na ọdụmma ihe eji ene ndụ anya na onye nwere ihe eji ene ndụ anya na ịrụfụta nwere ya ị mara na nsogbu rere ya olise bụ anyị na-ekele gị Chukwu okike onye ogologo ndụ na ogologo anya na-ahụ ndụ na ọchịchị anyị na-ekele gị na ya na-ekele maka tata na-ayọ maka echi maka na ọsọ maka eme echi anya mara na ya dịka echi na echi anaghị agwụ agwụgwụ na ihe ya adịrị anyị mma ọ ya dịrị onye ọ na mma ịdịkwazị ọgbaghị nọ ya abịa na anọdụ n'ala Igbo eke oyi nkwọ awụ na ọdọ mma ndị be anya ọmọkwanye ihe ọzọ na anyị ga-enye ndị ichie jupụtara anyị na-ere nke
na be anyị amechi na ọ bụ ọkụ na anọ anyị adawo aga ọjị a na-awa ha abịa ji na ọjị na-eke ịkya na a na-agụ ya a na-ejide ọjị na-eka nri ana m erachi ihe kere ihe na ihe wara ihe Chineke nna kere enu ke anụ m akpọkụ ndị ezigbo mmadụ niile nọchawọrọ ndụ na amechi ọkụ na anọ na anụ ọkụ na anọ na anụ Nkanụ na anụ Nta Egbe na-ese na anụ Enugu steeti na-asị biko na ọ bụ ha metere ihe ọma ka anyị na-asị ha gbadata ha bịa tara ọjị anyị na-asị eke ka eke ketere anyị ihe ọma anyị na-asị ahwọ ka ahwọ ghọtara anyị ihe ọma anyị na-asị nkwọ ka nkwọ kwọtara anyị ihe ọma anyị na-asị orie ka orie rutere anyị ihe ọma ihe ndị a niile ka anyị na-arịọ nna sị ka ị bịa mere anyị wetere anyị udo n'ala Igbo wetere anyị udo n'ala Naịjirịa wetere anyị ịhụnanya wetere anyị ọganihu wetere anyị ihe niile bụ ihe na-eme obodo adịmma nna biko ihe ndị a ka anyị na-arịọ kwetewo na imeworo anyị karịa ka anyị rịọrọ n'ịhwa Chineke nna kere enu ka ana bụ Chukwu okike abịama
ndị be anyị ọjị abịa anyị na-ekene osebụlụ ụwa ekene Chukwu okike nna ketara anyị oge kere igwe ka anyị na-ata ọjị anyị chọrọ iwe ọjị ị na-awa n'otu awa n'ibe achị ka ị goziela anyị taa ka ihe ọma hụkwa gwute anyị na-akpọku ndị nna nna anyị ha bụ abụ ndị mere ọhụma goziela ya eke gozie orie gozie nkwọ mee ka ndị ọbụla na-agagharị na-achọ ihe ha ga-eri mee ọhụma na ndị sokwa ụzọ ọtọ ndị kwụkwara ụzọ na-eje n'ụzọ kwụrụ ọtọ soro ka iwu Chukwu ji wee dị Chukwu na anyị siri ka anyị wụọ gị a tata nde udo na ọgụ na aga m niile ka ọ dịrị anyị mma ndewo anyị na-ewepụta ile ọjị na-egosi ụmụnna anyị okenye na-awa ọjị ndị ọzọ na-awa ọjị na-ele enye ile ọjị nsọfụrụ maka na ebe a ọ na ile ọjị a ka eji ama eziokwu iweta ọjị onye ọzọ na-asa ile ọ ga-eji na-ekwu eziokwu onye sara ile weta ile ọjị were na-ekpe ekpere were na-aga ọghọ ọ ga-ekwuneta eziokwu ọjị a anyị na-enye nsọfụrụ ọjị lụọ ịnọ otu a ata ya o ruo ise atakwa ya mana ọ bido ruo na asaa ịma na ị ga-egbu anụ ị ga-egbu ọkụkọ
na mbụ ọja m na-asị ekekele ụwa na ọkwa ọja ekenekwa gị n'eluigwe na ala na-ekene gị n'urukpuru na kpakpando na-ekene gị n'ugwu na ndịna na-ekene gị maka ka onye si eme ka ekwe si akpụ ya ka onye si eme ka ọja si akpụ ya ihe a bụ Aneke TV.
Kenny, ọzọ nọ n'ọgbọ, ọzọ Chimeleze nọ n'ọgbọ. Ijele bụ ihe nọ n'ọgbọ, Ijele.
Ndị a na-abịa n'azụ chere nụ obere olu.
Ijele nọ n'ọgbọ, Ijele bụ ihe nọ n'ọgbọ. Biko, erefọdụ ya na-eme. Erefọdụ ya na-eme. Ọzọ ị na-eme kọchọ dị ebube. Kenny, ọzọ nọ n'ọgbọ, ọzọ Chimeleze nọ n'ọgbọ. Ijele bụ ihe nọ n'ọgbọ, Ijele.
Oja is a traditional Igbo wind wooden music instrument, often referred to as a talking flute, because of its ability to mimic speech patterns and convey messages. There are various types of Oja, differentiated by their pitch and functions. Oja Maun, Oja Okolobia, Oja Igede, and Oja Ukwe, the singing flute. Each holds a specific cultural significance. The Oja typically has 4 holes, 2 on opposite sides for the fingers, a mouthpiece that leads to the hollow inner chamber, and a terminal hole, similar in size to the finger hole. Oja is one of the prominent indigenous music instruments of the Igbo people. It is considered a
Nwakova. I am Chidimike Mede.
I am Uche Osai.
I'm Chiwendo Ifeonwankwe.
My name is Obobina Samson.
Please keep watching Aneke TV, or you can visit us on our socials like Instagram, Facebook, X, TikTok, or YouTube, all at Aneke TV.
This is Aneke TV. We move with the world.
The red cap is a powerful symbol of authority, tradition, and chieftaincy. It signifies leadership, cultural identity, and a connection to the ancestors. The red cap is primarily worn by men who hold traditional titles such as Nze, Ozo, Ichie, Chief, Onyish. The number of eagle feathers on the cap can denote the wearer's status within the chieftaincy system. The red cap comes in different shapes, and each shape represents a particular hierarchy in the traditional institution in Igbo land.